my friend home without clothes because she used my boyfriend's shower.
Uh-oh.
Stinky.
I'm 21 female. My boyfriend is 27 male. Let's call him Corey. And my friend in question is 25 female. Let's call her Vi. By the way, this comes from Turby Werby, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Angie.
And that's both of them. And I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, Vi and my boyfriend are coworkers and had been friends before I started dating him. We became friends loosely through him, and I'd see her whenever we hung out with my boyfriend's group of work friends. She got out of her long-term relationship a couple of months ago, and since then, she's changed up a bit towards me and my boyfriend. And I've noticed certain comments and body language that started to make me like her less. Over the weekend, my boyfriend and I, plus a couple of our friends, went paintballing. Some of us went to hang out at my boyfriend's apartment afterwards, including Vi. My boyfriend lives with his best friend, let's call him Dean, 27 male, in a 2-bedroom flat. This is important. My boyfriend has the bigger bedroom in the apartment, which comes with its own bathroom, while Dean has a smaller bedroom with a separate bathroom, but the bathroom is much more spacious. Because Dean's bathroom is out in the hall and close to the living room, when we have guests over, that's the bathroom they use. After all, it would be pretty weird for someone to go all the way to the end of the hall and enter my boyfriend's bedroom and go and use his bathroom. So we're all hanging out there and people start to leave until it's just me and my boyfriend and Dean and Vi left. Dean goes to take a nap. I have to leave temporarily to run some things over to my office. When I'm out, I get a text from my boyfriend saying he's getting groceries before the store closes, and he left Vi to hang out at home because she wants to join us for dinner. TBH weird. Honestly, a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I feel like unless the hosts kind of say, hey, like, do you want to join us for dinner?
Yeah.
You gotta leave.
You need to leave.
You gotta
go.
Your time to go.
Like, everyone's gone. Dean took a nap. OP's boyfriend went to the grocery store, and Vi's just like, I have not gotten any hints.
Yeah.
I can't take any hints.
She's just like in there alone in like one room. Oh, OP is at the place, right?
OP's not there.
Oh, so she's truly
No
just
one's
alone.
there. Yeah. Well, I mean, Dean's there, but he's taking a nap.
Oh, okay.
Physically, he's there. Spiritually,
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, that would be your time to leave, my guy.
Yeah. Think that's it, Vi. When I get home, Vi walks out of my boyfriend's bedroom with a towel around her head, evidently having taken a shower, wearing one of his t-shirts with no pants or anything on underneath.
That's way more suspicious.
Huh?
Wow. I was ready to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I was thinking maybe someone just took like a fat dump in the other bathroom and you just like could not stand to take a shower in there. But the t-shirt, unnecessary.
The
No
t-shirt,
one needed
no-
to take a dump for you to wear that t-shirt.
Also, t-shirt, nothing underneath.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't, presumably your underwear didn't get paint on it.
Yeah.
Because you get dirty when you go paintballing. I've only been once. But I was a little bit covered in paint.
Sure.
You want to take a shower?
Sure.
Put that underwear back on.
Yeah.
Don't you be doing the no pants dance in my boyfriend's t-shirt.
You're not Winnie the Pooh. She says, oh, hi. Like nothing's out of the ordinary.
No, she says, oh, bother. I sure wish I had a job, honey.
I can't do, that was not Winnie the Pooh, but I
bother.
also, that was closer.
Thank you.
Oh, bother. I can't do it. I'll work on it. Let us pick the
I think so. I think it's more like that. I think like,
Oh, bother. Worst of all, when she walked past me, she smelled like him.
oh my gosh. In what way? In like a really gross, like, they definitely did something spicy kind of way. Or in like
shampoo, probably.
shampoo or his
Oh.
cologne.
Oh, cologne would be crazy.
That would be
Shampoo,
crazy.
I would be like, okay, yeah.
Sure.
She was in the shower.
Yeah.
I love how that implies, Angie, that it's like he might have just like a bottle of goo in his shower where it's just like, yeah, no, this is like my concentrated stench. This is what I smell like, and it's condensed into like a substance.
Ew.
So I keep myself smelling the same.
Gross.
The conversation went something like, did you use Corey's shower? Yeah, sorry. It's just a lot better. How do you know that?
Dude, but okay.
How do you know that?
Sometimes showers are just way better.
True, but how
Some
does she know
showers
that?
are way better.
How does she know that?
So, well,
Eyes.
then, follow-up question, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you put your other clothes?
Yeah, where are your other clothes?
Is he wearing your clothes? Then I'd have even
He's got
more
a
questions.
little romper on.
Yeah.
It's not. It's smaller and dingier than Dean's. Dude, what? Where are your clothes? I put them in the wash because they got kind of dirty from paintball.
I also just want to say really quickly, just because it's smaller and dingier doesn't necessarily make it a worse shower, because the #1 metric for showers is
Shower
water
pressure.
pressure.
Yeah, true. Agreed. But my question is, how would she even know? Because, like, his bathroom is completely separated.
Yeah.
So she probably, unless, one time the other bathroom
Yeah.
was full and she went there, she wouldn't know what his shower was like.
Right.
Dude, word gets around. Okay.
She's like, I heard.
No, no, she does hear, because when the shower turns
Yeah.
on, the water pressure is so intense it
Yeah,
sounds
she's
like a fire
"Wow,
hose.
it sounds beautiful over there. Okay, do you have something else to wear? I have some clothes here. Do you want to wear those? That's so nice, but I'm fine like this. Corey's shirts are super comfy. What do you mean?
Shirts.
Shirts? Are you wearing multiple shirts right now? Because that'd be the answer.
How many times have you done this? How many times have you worn my boyfriend's clothes? Huh?
How many times did you wear my boyfriend's clothes?
My boyfriend's.
Did you use Corey's bath products too? Oh yeah, I used his body wash and shampoo and everything. Hope that's okay. Okay, honestly, I think that is reasonable.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I
That's
think,
what's in
like,
the
what else
shower.
is she gonna use?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is she gonna use? The goo?
The goo? I think of
So
all the
gross.
things to be upset about, that's like the least
Yeah.
bad thing that she did.
Wait,
I
you
wanna
took a
know-
shower and you used the shower products?
That's
Huh?
insane.
It's not like she used like the bar soap. She's she's like the body
Yeah.
wash,
What do you mean?
like a bar of soap.
She washed
Yeah,
that.
but, like,
she put
that
that
would be
bar of
bad?
soap all over her.
Well, I mean, some people are like, so I think some people can be more like about people using their like soap.
That's
people
so
can
funny
feel
to
weird
me.
about it. People,
It's like,
not everyone.
you're too gross to use the literal object that cleans
Cleans.
people.
Yeah.
You're so gross you will taint
dirty
the
it.
soap.
I started to get a little angry. What?
I still need to know where Dean is. Where is he?
He's at the grocery store.
I thought he was napping.
Oh, Dean is napping. You're right. Sorry, boyfriend's at the grocery store.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought Dean was the boyfriend.
No. Dean
Okay,
is
okay.
roommate of boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dean's still napping,
Okay.
presumably. He
Okay.
naps like no one's business.
Okay. I feel a little bit better about it. Still bad, but in a different way than before.
Mm-hmm. I start to get a little angry. I say, how about I get her one of Dean's shirts or something? And she refuses the offer. I tell her I'm not comfortable with her walking around in my boyfriend's shirt and towel and nothing else, shower aside. And she turns the sink off and looks at me like I've said something to offend her, and we start to argue. In this argument, she calls me insecure and says she's known Corey long before I got with him, and he'd be totally fine with it. And I'm obviously still emotionally immature because I'm younger than them and couldn't act like an adult. I didn't
Dude.
really care. All I kept saying was for her to take the shirt off. What are you going to say?
We don't need to bring ages into it.
Yeah, well,
That's
OP
nothing
is
to do with it.
21, and clearly Corey or Avaya is using that
Yeah.
against her. She's like, oh, I'm 25, I'm more mature.
Why AITA? She's
Why
only 25?
Yeah, she's 25.
She's only 4 years older than her? And she's gonna pull that card?
Yeah, she's like,
Bro.
I'm older and wiser.
Yeah.
Argument gets more heated. She calls me a witch and says I'm entitled and that I'm living off Corey's money and I'm toxic because I'm always at his apartment and spending his money. I'm not. I have my own income. My boyfriend just likes to pay for everything because he likes to treat me. Because he's your boyfriend.
Yeah. And also, you don't live here?
Also, you're not Corey's girlfriend, Vi.
Yeah. You're the one using his utilities and
Yeah.
his shower gel and his
Mm-mm.
clothes.
Vi has made offhand comments about this before. Dean wakes up and comes outside. He sides with me. He's quite angry about this as well. Is she still
Yay.
not wearing any pants?
Yay, Dean.
She having an argument? No pants?
No pants, no bra. You see everything.
No
It's a
service.
thin shirt.
Which makes Vi chasten. And she says her clothes are all in the wash and she has nothing to wear. I say, I don't care. Take off the shirt and the towel and get the heck out. Well, do we really want her to be naked? I feel like that would be worse.
I think it would be worse.
I feel like that would be
So
worse.
She's just like, oh no, boyfriend.
I'm all naked. Your girlfriend said I had to take them off.
Yeah, your girlfriend wanted me to take these clothes off so bad. I'm
She like
oh no,
demanded it.
I have to have no clothes on anymore.
Oh no.
no.
Oh no. Anyway,
She calls me insane and insecure again and adds, I never got why Corey wanted to date a little girl.
Bro, she's just so jelly.
Yeah, she's
so
big
jealous.
jealous. She's
Oh my
big
God.
jealous. I go to the washer and take out all her clothes and I throw them at her. And Dean goes into his room to call my boyfriend and I watch Vi change into her underwear. Why are we watching? Why are we watching?
This is the real love story here, is
Yeah.
the enemies to lovers arc.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Then she says she doesn't want to put her jeans in wet jeans. That's cruel. And top back on because they're soapy and soaked, and now asks for some of my clothes or Dean clothes. I say I don't give an F, and I start pushing her out the door. She starts crying and saying, "What the F? What the F is wrong with you? Oh my God, what the F?" And I closed the door on her. So I effectively ejected her into the street in just her underwear.
Oh
Wait,
God.
she didn't even have pants on?
That was her
Okay.
choice.
OP.
So I feel like you've gotten a little too far.
Yeah.
feel
I think
like-
you went too far.
Nah, no, I disagree.
Really.
Her boyfriend's not even there.
Yeah, but it's like
Give her a second to like put her clothes. Say you're gonna go out in your underwear,
The
or
boyfriend.
you put your clothes
The
on.
boyfriend's gonna get home and she's gonna be like, "Oh no,
I'm
boyfriend,
so cold.
help me, hide me!" And then she goes and hugs
Yeah,
him all
yeah.
naked. It's like, ah!
I genuinely think that would happen.
I think so
I
too.
feel like you've kind of
And then
created
he
a
takes
worse
off,
problem.
He takes off
Yeah,
his shirt and,
and
gives
he's
it to
like,
her.
he's unclothed.
Yeah,
now.
and she's like, "Oh, thanks, boyfriend."
Thank you so much. I only have these wet jeans.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And my shirt, my white shirt is super wet.
So-
It doesn't cover anything.
And now we both don't have our clothes on. Oh no.
nah, but on a real level, the amount of disrespect that Vi was leveling to OP
I agree.
in OP's boyfriend's house while she's there, it's like, oh, that's fine. You can get out.
No,
You can
I
go ahead and
agree,
leave.
But however, I think punting her out without her clothes on is too far. I
That was
think
her.
that's too
Hey,
far.
it was your choice. You either had the choice between soap jeans or no jeans, and you manifested that with your words. You cast the spell
I
by
still
calling me
think-
a little, by
She
saying
can-
I was a little girl that he was dating. Well, this little girl's gonna push you out of the front door, and I guess you can put on your soapy jeans or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just a step too far, in my opinion. Dean's on the phone with my boyfriend and relaying everything that happened. He's shocked and has no idea Vi was going to shower, let alone use his shower. When he gets home, he tells us that Vi had driven to the grocery store to find him. She tracked his location since him and his work buddies all share locations, and he found her sopping wet and crying by his car.
Yeah, that's again. What is her deal? Is this her boyfriend in her head? Like goo goo gaga, you're living a baby dream.
I think, yeah.
So I think that my plot is like working out perfectly.
yeah, yeah.
Oh no,
I'm,
boyfriend.
I'm soaking wet
Yeah.
and I'm crying and I have no one else. She tried to tell him that I kicked her out of the apartment unclothed and things like that, and he just said he had already heard about everything and tried to get her to go home before he got in his car and drove away from her. I'm sharing this mostly because it's a funny story, but also I've been known to be a little steely and hard on people in these situations. My boyfriend got his boss to move Vi from his team to somebody else's team so that he doesn't have to see her at work. We're not having her over again. Well, it would be pretty insane if she ever came over again.
that really would.
He was pretty irked and asked if I wanted to burn the shirt of his that Vi wore. Joking, maybe. Am I the a-hole? And there are some comments, but what do you think?
I have mixed thoughts here. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I was originally imagining in this story.
Yes.
First of all, I thought Dean was the boyfriend. My bad.
My bad.
So I was imagining the boyfriend sleeping like in his room,
Yes.
napping,
Mhm.
and then she getting all naked while he's sleeping, and then she goes and takes a shower in his room.
That would be much worse.
That would be so much worse.
Yeah.
Because then I was thinking like, oh, it's gonna like if the boyfriend's in there and she's the one coming out, then like it's gonna look like they just
Yeah.
did something, you
Yeah.
know, and there is some cheating afoot. But he wasn't in the house.
He
so
was at the grocery store.
that scenario in my head was not simply the case.
Yeah.
then it's just her being really weird and crossing boundaries and making strange behind the scenes moves.
Yeah.
When the boyfriend isn't there. I do think that she just went a little too far.
Yeah.
Like I would understand being a little bit more angry if they actually did cheat and she was like an affair partner.
Or I don't know. Yeah, I think if he were there,
Yeah.
I'd be like, get out.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think just like, I don't know, maybe just as a woman, I would feel uncomfortable with sending a
Regardless
fellow
of
woman
her. Yeah.
just out in the world on naked like that.
Yeah.
But I wonder where they're living, because I
Yeah,
wonder
it also
maybe
depends
in
on-
Europe it's a little more chill. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're just a little more chill there.
Maybe it's not as like crazy unsafe or like illegal
Yeah.
to have someone outside naked like
Well,
that.
to
'Cause
be
it is
clear,
illegal.
she had her clothes.
But
She
was in
put her
underwear.
she put her clothes on when
Yeah, but she was in her underwear and she was pushed out.
Yeah, but how long does it take to put on a pair of pants? Maybe it's
Wet
wet and soapy,
jeans?
whatever.
Wet jeans a while.
It's maybe
torture.
we're talking
That's
20
torture.
seconds.
Still do it. You can still do it.
You can still do it.
I guess, yeah, the worst case scenario, if she had her clothes with her, then like, if you don't want to be out there all, Biddy's just
Yeah.
out in the open, pee-pee's out. then,
Yeah.
like, you can put on the wet clothes.
I don't know. I think if I were in this situation, absolutely Vi's never coming over.
For sure.
I am getting very mad. However, I'm like, go into the room, go into the bathroom,
Yeah.
Dean's bathroom,
Yeah.
get dressed. I don't care if your clothes are wet. Get dressed and don't come out until you're dressed and then you're leaving. Like, that's how I would probably have approached the situation, regardless of her like being nasty. Because Dean's already on the phone with boyfriend. Boyfriend already
Right.
knows the situation.
Right.
So you're not going to have to deal with her ever again.
Yeah.
I just feel like we could have handled it. I think it was a little immature to push her out, regardless of how Vi is acting. I don't think you have to
Yeah.
stoop lower, you know?
Yeah, it all just escalated so fast. It felt like.
Yeah. Someone in the comments said like 60% Vi, 30% OP. I feel like that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's
That
like
would-
absolutely Vi is the a-hole here, but
sure.
like OP could have reacted better.
Yeah, I feel like we could have at least just, instead of going straight to anger, and maybe
Yeah.
that's just your reaction, so that's
Yeah.
hard to, it can be hard to control, but
Yeah.
I would probably just go to like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
just put on different clothes,
Yeah.
rather than just like, rah, you know what I mean? But
That's because it's
I've
so
not been in
obvious
that
that she's reacting ridiculously.
Yes.
Vi is.
Yes.
So it's like that would be a moment for you. Obviously, again, you can't control anger, all the time and how you react. But that would have been a moment for you to be like, yeah, I might be 21, but I'm reacting way better than whatever you're doing here.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
okay, go,
exactly.
boss her around a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is more to this story. Comments. Comment 1 says, at every step along the way to being wet in a Walmart parking lot, Vi had every opportunity to make better choices. She chose the worst option at every point. She stayed behind for dinner when the rest of the guests were leaving. It wasn't a planned dinner party, so she should have left. True. She deliberately chose to go into the bedroom to get to the non-guest bathroom. There was no reason to not use the guest bathroom, as she is a guest, not a tenant. She did it sneakily, too, instead of asking if it was okay to enter the host's bedroom. I'm going to cut her some slack on using the boyfriend's soap and shampoo if that's what was available. However, she knew she was going ping-ponging, so if she truly cared about being dirty, she should have had a little bag packed with a change of clothes and some toiletries. She violated her host's privacy by going through the drawers, closet, hamper to find a t-shirt. If she meant well, she would have at least grabbed some sweats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if she was already taking clothes,
Right.
why not also grab some pants?
Yeah.
She was deliberately flouncing about in an oversized shirt like some chick in a rom-com waiting for her man to come back to bed. She refused the offer of more clothes to wear when her host made it clear she was uncomfortable. She knew exactly what she was doing by being half-clothed. Platonic friends don't wear shirts with no panties, especially with their friend's partner and roommate present, unless they are trashy or trying to start an organization. I imagine they meant like an argument, but she's trying to start an
Trying to
organization.
start a nonprofit.
Yeah, she's like, I can't wear pants.
Yeah.
The nonprofits don't like it when you wear pants.
Charity needs me.
She insulted her host when called out on her BS. The fact that she immediately compared herself to her host indicates she's jealous that she wasn't chosen and hates that some other woman is living her life with the man who should be hers. She refused to put her wet clothes on when told by the tenant to get out. Wet jeans are difficult to put on, but had she not effed around, she would not have found out. Instead of going home to pick her wounds in private, she tracks her friend to try and spin the story in her favor. She could have confessed to her outrageous behavior and possibly saved the relationship, but she refused to take accountability, so now she's transferred to another team and is most likely out of the friend group, which is what she gets for proving to be a snake in the grass who disregards other people's relationships. You are absolutely not the a-hole, and there is an edit. I wouldn't say absolutely not the a-hole, but I agree with everything else that a commenter said.
Yeah.
There is an edit. I'm giving this post a little more context because I didn't anticipate it to get this amount of motion. My boyfriend and I have been together for over a year. Him, Vi, and Dean all work together on the same team. Vi is just as good friends with Dean as she is with my boyfriend. My boyfriend had no idea she wanted to shower or wash her clothes or anything of that matter. She hadn't asked for permission for any of it. We also had cover-ups when we went paintballing, so none of her clothes got really dirty. Well, okay, that's even weirder then. Because when I went paintballing, we didn't have like cover-ups. It was just the clothes that we were wearing.
Oh boy.
This
It's
is
gonna get straight through that.
yeah. I actually got the least paint on me of like but even then, like you still get dirty. But in this case,
suck it up and put on your sweaty clothes.
yeah, in this case, there's no reason for you to do that. I did not punt her out unclothed. I made sure she had her clothes with her and her bag. So you punted her out unclothed.
She was holding
No.
clothes.
She was holding her clothes. That's clothes.
I reject that. No, she's right. She didn't.
Dakota, if I kick you out in your underwear, regardless of whether or not you're holding a bag with your clothes, you're still unclothed.
No,
Yeah.
If a police officer sees you, they're
police
arresting
officer's
you.
not going to pull up in the 25 seconds it's going to take for me to put my clothes on.
That's not what I'm saying.
If
I'm
you-
saying
but-
if you got seen, you're unclothed.
Okay, but what if the reason I'm getting kicked out of your house is because I called you a silly little baby who's not good enough for your boyfriend?
Dakota, I'm not saying that
But see, no,
Vi
but
is
that's
in
the
right.
context that we're not
I don't care about the
rolling
context.
into this analysis here. Is
I don't
the
care about the context.
insane stench of the disrespect rolling off of this woman
I don't care about the
entitled OP
context.
to immediately remove her from the
Just saying
house.
it's wrong for
It's-
her to use
yeah.
the word unclothed
Yeah.
or not unclothed.
I literally don't care about the context.
She's clothes. She just had clothes on her forearms.
No, by definition, she's unclothed.
Nah, this is another hitchhiking.
By definition, she
This
is
another
unclothed.
hitchhiking.
I reject this.
If I'm naked in the bathroom holding my clothes, I'm naked.
Yeah.
It's just
true.
definition.
Nah.
I don't care about
Biddies are out,
Yeah.
man.
That's different
It's
Biddies
out.
out.
because you're in a bathroom.
Exactly. It's even worse that she's outside.
No, because outside is where the animals are. And they don't wear clothes.
You guys are crazy.
Anyway, in addition, my boyfriend lives in a very safe area of the town inside a gated neighborhood. She also had her car parked right outside.
Hey,
Makes it a little bit better, but
hey.
If you're in your underwear, you're technically not naked. That's not. We're talking
I
about
said unclothed. I was just
unclothed,
using a different
half
example.
unclothed.
They can't charge you for
can't
that
be
crime.
charged.
Pretty sure you can be charged if you're in your underwear outside.
No, you can't. We've got the proof right
All
here in
right,
the comments.
Dakota's gonna go test that.
Sean said no, so you can't. So
Sean said no.
Not New York.
Yeah, and police officer
Police
comes up,
officer-
and I'm like, police officer, no. I'm actually wearing my underwear.
Actually,
all the bits
officer,
are
you
covered.
actually have to take your clothes off now if you're gonna arrest me.
Oh no! The officer has to take his clothes off.
Okay, Billy Time says, by definition, she's 3,000 mothers away from
She's 3,000 mothers away from
Yeah.
getting clothes, and
3,000 mothers.
5,000 quintillion
Yeah.
pairs of pants can fit in the Grand Canyon.
How many Gengises away is she?
By the way, you guys are not even, you're 0.000000000 quintillion away from being able to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime.
0 quintillion what? Away from.
Seconds.
Okay. That sounds
Miles.
good. I'll take it. I'll take
The point is, it's right there.
it.
How long is a quintillion seconds? Let's see.
A quintillion second. Wouldn't
I would actually really love to know.
What?
We're finding it out.
quintillion
Oh.
seconds.
It's like
A
it's 4
quintillion
hours.
seconds is. And does anyone care to guess?
4 hours is my guess.
Quintillion
Okay,
seconds.
so
I'm
that's
gonna
gonna be a
say-
little low.
I'm gonna say that it's because there's 525,000
No,
seconds in a
no,
year.
no more. You got
So-
it right now.
So I'm gonna say
Gut check. Don't do any mental
Hold-
math. Gut check.
I'm gonna say like 100 years.
Yeah, it's 31.7 billion years.
So not 4
So I
hours.
lowball that.
So not 4 hours. God.
So I lowballed that.
God.
Yeah.
If I had a
Got
little
it.
more time to multiply 525,600.
Minutes.
Oh, that's minutes. Oh, wait. So I actually could have been closer.
That would be, it'd be 1 year.
Yeah, because I was in second.
So you would have guessed 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's worse.
No, I guessed 100 years.
Yes.
Because I was operating with minutes,
So what would you have?
which would have made it
We
better.
don't more
Just
of
to
a
be
story,
clear here,
don't we?
that's more than twice the age that the universe is.
Damn.
So
Okay,
you've
so
got a
it's
lot of time.
Anyway.
not 4 hours.
But-
I was close.
Yeah. Anyway, though,
I was pretty close.
a quintillion seconds, 4 hours.
4 hours.
Well, we've got another story. I mean, we got this story. We have this story, guys. Just
Look,
a little bit left.
I just want to. Let's change the context here.
What are
His
you
team-
talking
Now,
about?
now,
No,
what if
no,
this
we're
is?
finishing the
No,
story,
I'm
Cody.
saying,
Finish
what
the
if?
story and then do
What
that.
if this woman? What? Okay, never mind.
Okay.
If you're not into it, I'll leave it alone.
His team at work has each other's locations because of the type of work they do and needing to coordinate with each other during events. Plus, they're all friends. It's typically assumed they're not just stalking each other for fun.
It's assumed, but you
Yeah.
can't guarantee it.
When they're not working. We did not have a problem with Vi before. She's made 1 or 2 weird comments and has been coming over to my boyfriend's apartment more since her breakup. It wasn't anything alarming, but my boyfriend was keeping an eye on her and holding her at arm's length. For further clarification, there's some confusing wording when I wrote she had no pants or anything under the shirt. I kind of meant no articles of clothing, like shorts or bottoms. When I saw her, I had assumed she had her underwear on at least. I later found out she was wearing the boxers and had put her underwear in the wash.
She's wearing his undies? That's way too far. It's one thing wearing the shirt, another thing wearing his undies.
That's
His pee-pee's been in there.
crazy. Okay, so she wasn't fully no pants underneath the shirt.
Yeah, she wasn't just like pee-pee's out.
Yeah. So it's like both
BB's
worse
out.
and better. But that's the end of that story. Yikes. Well,
Oh,
regardless of whether or not, we think that you were in the wrong for pushing her out, she's gone. So you're good. She's out of there.
I mean,
So like,
yeah, whether you're
You
in the,
won.
right. You got there eventually, so
Yeah.
got what you wanted.
Okay, now let's switch the context.
Okay, let's hear it.
Now imagine, Sophie. Imagine this is not about like your friends and your boyfriend, but this is about your parents and their friend.
my
Right?
parents.
Okay.
Like imagine
Explain.
like you're at your parents' house and like they had like a friend over and then they went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And then this friend comes out wearing like your dad's shirt and no other clothes and is like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm really close with your family." I'd be like, "You need to get out of our house right now."
Do I know them?
Really?
I mean,
Are they a
like,
close
no,
family friend?
no,
They're a
because you
stranger.
don't know them.
They're a stranger to
You,
me.
yeah, you maybe your parents know them.
I'm not kicking them out of my house.
I think
You're-
I would have to leave that
You're
up
not doing
to,
anything though.
No,
I feel
it's
like
like
that-
an adult. I don't know. I'd be like, I'm calling my mom.
These are adults in
I'm
this
leaving.
story.
Personally-
These are adults in this story.
Yeah, but that's like a real adult. If I'm in that
You're
Nah.
also
situation,
an adult. Just
Wake
by
up!
default.
You are a real
I'm a
adult. You are
baby
25.
Yeah, but we're talking
are
about
an
60-year-old. A 60-year-old comes out in my dad's clothes and said, "I'm really close to your family." I'm leaving the house. I'm out of there.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
calling
I'd-
my mommy. Mommy, pick me up.
I feel like I'd be like, you know what? You guys do whatever you guys want. I'm not a part of it in that
Yeah.
situation. But I think I would be more prone to pushing this person out of my house if it was the situation in this story.
I
Yeah.
agree. I
Okay.
feel like
No,
a
that is
60-year-old
fair.
yeah.
A 60-year-old that says they're really close and is kind of strange to me. I'm like, okay,
Good.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
leave.
Parents.
You're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, the context
Yeah.
of like her being
Yeah.
weird since
Yeah,
her
this
breakup
makes more
definitely
sense.
does make more sense. But just girl, woman
Yeah.
to woman, I
Yeah.
just need your bits to be covered.
Yeah, at least
That's
I don't
all.
know. At least put a shirt on and then we can
Yeah,
toss you
I
out.
would like maybe give you the towel.
I'd probably give her the towel, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's add some more context here.
Oh my
Or we
God.
can read the next.
So
story.
imagine
like the
this
next
this
story.
mysterious stranger is also hurling insults at you and says that you're a stinky little baby and also that your dad thinks she's so hot.
Yeah,
I'm leaving
depending
the
on how
house.
big this person is.
Dude, you have
If
to
they're
establish
bigger-
dominance. Make them leave the house,
Yeah, but
Sophia.
if
You're
they're-
25.
If they're bigger than me, then
Yeah.
I can't. do
Nobody
much.
is bigger than
I'm
you.
scared. Okay, then I'll.
That
then
is
I'll-
your. That
They're
needs to be
smaller
your
than me?
mentality.
There's more than me.
No one on earth is bigger than either of you. You're
All
both
right.
the largest people on earth,
If you say so.
but like in like a in
In like a strength.
like
way.
a exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've
Look
got
at these
another
two
story.
big ladies.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. Do we have any? No, what do we have?
How about if I have to?
What do we have? What do we have?
We've got another
Here
story.
we go.
Yeah, we sure do.
But first, we got a donut from Frank the Pug.
Bring the pug.
Sophia, the last box containing your picture was delivered today. I missed the stream last night, but I watched it today, and it was truly heartwarming to see everyone's reactions. Love y'all. Woof.
Love you.
Thank you so much for
Dude,
the $5.
I'm so excited.
Legendary.
Honestly,
Legendary.
Really cool.
it was genuinely really cool. I'm very happy with it, and I do still need you to tell me like how you did it. Did you just eyeball it and come up with all those pixels and place them yourself, or was there some sort of like generator that did it
We
for
got
you?
it.
I think it was they printed out the picture and then they eyeballed like what colors needed to go where based on like the colors in the picture.
If that's the case, I am like insanely impressed because that is crazy.
We might have to save that. I have to leave in 15 minutes, so we might have to start this story.
Okie dokie.
All right.
So, but we'll get to everyone else's. I just have a virtual doctor's
She's
appointment.
got she's got to be like, "Doctor, help.
Doctor.
My brain fell out of my ears.
I just need to get a typhoid shot.
I need a new one."
Just
Okay.
new ear.
My late boyfriend's parents demanded his house, but I refused to hand it over.
It's mine.
My boyfriend, 30 male, rest in peace, and I, 33 male, were together for 15 years. I was his senior in high school, and we stayed together until a few months ago when he passed away due to bone cancer. By the way, this comes from user DearFerret9268, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota,
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
and we are here to give you good advice goofily. But we don't have all the answers, so we only know what we do. Let us know what you do in the comments. And OP says, I live in a traditional country where our marriage is not legal, but it's not a big issue socially. His parents booted him out of the house when he came out at 17, and my family took him in, helped him finish high school, and were supportive as much as they could be. I worked in HR, and he worked in IT. Since he started to work, he made good money.
You both worked in letters.
Both worked in the big industry,
Yeah.
the letters
The
industry.
letters industry.
He saved enough to purchase a house 10 years ago. He was paying the mortgage all by himself. 4 years ago, he got the diagnosis. He reduced his working hours to take care of his health, and I stepped in to pay the mortgage. It was a hard battle, but took him back in March. After he passed away, his family appeared in the picture, saying how they regretted not being in his son's life. And a month ago, they reached out to me, asking me when they could expect that I could give them the keys to the house.
You're funny. You're funny.
They're comedians.
Oh my gosh, you guys
That's
are
their
so funny.
That's their other job. They're
Is this your
comedians.
tight five? Because it's funny. Your life's a joke.
OP adds, since this marriage is not legal, they could claim the house as their family assets. I told them that the house was in my name. I bought it from him a year into the campaign, so it was legally mine, and I had been paying the mortgage way before that. They got upset and said I was being unreasonable, and that it should legally be theirs, and that my boyfriend would have wanted to give them the house, which is in fact true. My boyfriend talked a lot about how he would give everything to them if that would fix the relationship between them. Actually, he bought the house as a way to bring them to live with him so they would no longer rent. He also tried to make amends with them all this time, unsuccessfully. I told them that I would give them the house for the price I bought it from my boyfriend, and they would have to pay me back these 4 years of mortgage and take the debt over in their name. They said they didn't have the money, and that it was so selfish of me to tell them that, knowing what my boyfriend would have wanted. They proposed just to change the debt onto their name and give me no money in return. I declined. They got mad, and the discussion got heated to the point that they told me they would bring me to court, accusing me of scamming my boyfriend to have the house, which they can't do. They've been calling and texting me nonstop for the past month, telling me I would be an a-hole to my boyfriend if I don't give them the house. I know they can't pay me back all the money I put in the house, but I'm conflicted right now. Some friends told me that I should give them the house and move on with my life, but it just doesn't feel right to me. I'm leaning more onto not giving them the house, but I know my boyfriend would jump the bed and give it to them. Right now, their words feel empty, as if they just want to take advantage of the situation. I don't need the house, to be honest, but don't want to give it to them either. We never talked with my boyfriend about what I should do with the house after his passing. So would I be the a-hole if I don't give them the house? Comment 1 says, not the a-hole. He would have given them the house in his life because he missed them that much. They refused to have anything to do with him even when he was passing away. If you give them the house now, then they benefit from him even though they rejected him when he was alive. You keep the house because you're the one who loved your boyfriend. You owe his terrible family, who kicked him out at 17, nothing. And there is another comment. Not the a-hole. You don't find it at all suspicious that they didn't come around until after he passed away. I don't believe they regret anything. They just want his assets. I also don't believe your boyfriend would have wanted you to give them the house. While he was alive, he would have done that to mend the relationship, but now there's no opportunity to mend the relationship. You really think he would want you to move out and give them the house? He loved you too, and I don't think you're thinking about that at all. You really should block their numbers and move on with your life. OP replies, actually, we always joked about how he would have a hard time if his parents asked him to break up with me in order to win their love back. He really was desperate for their love, and I know he would be conflicted too. I did find it suspicious why they appeared after he passed, and that's why I don't find their words honest and what is keeping me from giving them the house. I don't need it, thankfully. I also have an apartment that I bought with my own money, but the house means a lot to us just to give it to them. Comment number 3 says, you did talk about what would happen to the house after he passed when you bought the house from him and it went into your name after the cancer diagnosis, right? You may not realize it, but that was him making sure you would be okay. OP replies, we decided I had to buy the house so I could rearrange the mortgage and pay a lesser amount since I would have 2 properties in a single mortgage. I would have changed it back to him when the debt was cut in half. We trusted each other deeply, so we never thought a lot on this kind of stuff. If things were reversed, I wouldn't be thinking about whose name is on the mortgage either. And there's an edit. Thank you all for your kind words. I cried a lot with most of the comments. Sorry if I can't keep the pace and reply to everyone. I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And there is a second edit here. This has blown up in ways I didn't even think about. Thank you all for your kind words. Just to add some info that looks like is needed for some of you, I live in a country in Central America. For safety reasons, I will not give the name. We didn't live in the house. We lived at my apartment. That's why I don't need the house. But I just don't feel right giving it to his parents. Also, almost all of his money went to pay medical bills. He didn't want me to put my money on it, which obviously I would have. And buying the house was the best idea we came up with to satisfy the both of us. The house is not a big one. It's 6 by 10 meters and also is in the suburbs. It's not worth the same as in other countries, around $90,000 US or a little more. He was such a kind heart. So I'm pretty sure that even if it was all a lie, he would have given them the house the moment they acknowledged him as attracted to the same gender and tell him they loved him. That's the reason why I'm having a hard time considering this. I can't answer all of your comments, but I'm trying to read all of them. Thank you for your support. And there is an update. I hope you sold the house for that cool $90,000.
Yeah, me too. I hope you sold it and that they never get their grubby little hands on it.
Please don't let their little grub fingers
The little grub hands.
touch all your door handles. And
Ew.
get them all slimy and gooey with
Oh, they're
bug
so
residue.
slimy.
First of all, thanks to all the people who replied and gave me some support. I really appreciate that. Back when I posted the story, I was in a really bad place and everything was convoluted. I can't tell you how hard it was for me to get to a decision. A lot of people told me to take some time to think about it, but I really want to thank user Ms. Saftig J. When I was logging out from Reddit the other day, I saw their response and it lived rent-free in my head for almost a week. That helped me decide to take my time before making any decision regarding the house. So I decided to wait until I felt I was able to think clearly. It took me a few months. It was hard. His parents kept bothering me with calls and emails about the house. They even hired a lawyer to talk to me about it. But my own lawyer told them all to F off. They hadn't any leg to stand on if that would have gone to a judge. Back in January, I finally felt able to make any decision, and I told them I was going to sell them the house for the original price my boyfriend bought it for. I would still lose some money, but it was the best course of action for me, and that was my last offer. They refused it, saying that I should be a better person and let them get the house for less.
That's funny. That's funny. OP should be a better person. OP? You guys, again, out a 17-year-old because he liked guys. Who's the better person?
They didn't even dare to call me his boyfriend, just a person. So I decided to put the house on the market. And by the way, you can decide to listen to full episodes of stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Just search OK Storytime. And you've got almost 90 full days worth of stories to listen to. That's like almost 3 months.
Dang. We got to keep track of when we get to 100.
We're almost there. Back in February, they reached out to me again asking if my proposal was still on the table. I would have loved to tell them no, but I know my boyfriend would have wanted them to live there, so I told them yes.
No, that was a sarcastic aw. Aw, like too bad. No.
Like, oh, geez, oh, you should have taken my offer. Oh, yesterday's price, not today's price. I told them yes, but that they had to decide within the week. It wasn't necessary, and they accepted right away. So I let my lawyer handle the selling. I didn't want to see them anymore. I got surprised when my lawyer handed me a photo book of him as kid and preteen, and it looks like it was their way of trying to acknowledge their son's life. It's the only thing that I'm grateful for to them. A few weeks ago was my boyfriend's 1-year memorial, and they didn't show up, so I can move on with my life without them bothering me anymore. Thanks again for all the comments and direct messages. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, those people are disgusting.
Yeah, that's the end of that story. And honestly, don't even show up to your son's memorial? Yeah, why
You,
did
you
you give him the
steal
house?
his house.
Why'd you sell him the house?
You steal a house and then don't show up to his memorial.
Yeah. Looks like the house didn't actually fix anything.
Nope.
Ugh, I hate to be that guy, but ugh. If somebody is just entirely awful to someone their entire life, and then that person who was the victim of their awfulness passes away, don't give them a house.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a gift, they bought it, but don't sell them the house. They shouldn't live in that house.
No.
They don't deserve to live in that house.
No, they're terrible people. My boyfriend accidentally threw my mother's ashes and it's ruined everything.
How do you accidentally do that?
My 27 female mother passed away just before Christmas. Oh, it was totally unexpected, and we are all still in a daze, at least I am. My father, even more so. It's like he shut off when he heard the news and hasn't figured out how to power back up again. By the way, this comes from Thrown Away Ashes, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. Shortly after the funeral, my boyfriend, 31 male, offered something incredible. My mother was always a huge fan of the arts. And as my boyfriend is a potter, she always has been incredibly intrigued by his work. He even treated her to a studio session once, and she went on about it for weeks. Anyway, his offer was to create an urn for my father. Something really striking and original, and my mom. I thought it was incredible. And when we asked my dad, he just burst into tears and started hugging us. He seemed truly touched. It was an incredibly intense moment for us all. I know that art takes time, but usually my boyfriend is a very quick worker. We didn't get her ashes back until about 6 weeks ago, and my boyfriend asked if he could hold on to them so he could make the urn the proper size and everything. A few weeks went by, and I asked if he had any updates or if I could perhaps see his progress. He got pretty defensive, and I dropped the subject. Sometimes he could be testy about his work, so this wasn't really out of the ordinary, if that makes sense. Over the following few weeks, I drop hints here and there and mention it in passing, but he'd always managed to drop the subject and I got no new info. Finally, a few days ago, I got pretty serious about it, since my dad had recently asked and demanded to know at least an estimate of when it would be complete. The look on his face said it all. My heart dropped to my stomach before he even spoke a word. I love my boyfriend, but dang, he's mindless sometimes. He says he misplaced the ashes, but that they had to be somewhere in his studio so they weren't lost. He was adamant that they were in the studio somewhere, as he's the only one, really, that goes in and out and would remember actually taking them out of the studio. For the past 2 days, we have torn the room apart. We've completely emptied it and put everything back in. We've emptied boxes, storage containers, waste bins, every frickin' thing. It's not in there. The ashes were in a pretty inconspicuous brown box, which I believe would have been easy for him to confuse as something else and either take out of the studio at some point or throw away. He still insists that the ashes aren't lost and that they're somewhere in his studio. It's making my head hurt. Yesterday morning, we had his studio absolutely empty. It's just not there. I don't know what happened to them, and at this point, it doesn't really matter. But I can accept that they're gone, at which point it's time to tell my father. But my boyfriend refuses, insisting that they're not lost, and telling him that they're gone for good would be unnecessarily cruel. I kind of agree, and here we are. If my dad asks again, I don't think I can lie to him. But what if my boyfriend is right? What if I tell him that we lost the only remnants of his wife, only to be wrong? Why should I put him through that if we're not sure? On the other hand, it's already been longer than I implied it would be, so he's got to be growing concerned. Would he hate that I lied to him when he eventually finds out? My head is a mess. Please help me. And there are some relevant comments.
That's just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think as much as, like, I don't know what his thought process was. Like,
Yeah.
maybe, like, oh, they're still there, so I'm just going to, like, not say anything and just be like, oh, yeah, I'm still working on it, whatever. Like, I want to know if the actual urn is done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, did you even finish the urn?
Yeah, like, you didn't even finish the urn. You just misplaced the ashes,
Yeah.
and now it's like,
Now we got nothing.
oh, and now there's no ashes, no urn.
Yeah.
Mom's gone
Yeah.
for good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, like, what do you do? And so I would have said something probably early because she talked
Yeah.
about going weeks without.
Yeah.
Like, so this is like months now.
It's crazy
not
that he
knowing.
didn't tell her for so long. Dishy22 says, I may be a terrible person. I don't think I'd tell your dad. It's not going to help him. I'd either tell the white lie that she was incorporated into the slip to make the urn, or find some ash elsewhere and put it in a bag and let it be. Again, I may be a terrible person, but sparing a loved one unnecessary pain would be my intention. Gosh, I'm sorry. OP says, okay, I'm gonna sound 12 years old, but I don't know if I can lie to my dad, especially about this. We've always been extremely close and we just don't lie to one another. But I think you're right. This is the best option and it's best for him, I think. Drewable says, to my knowledge, my father and I don't lie to one another. But if he suddenly lost his life partner, I'd tell him that her ashes were in that urn and nothing else. It's not like he'll be looking to use them for anything, but rather wants to know that she's in there. And honestly, as long as he thinks they are, then they are. It's your decision, but this is one lie I think I would tell my father. What if that's not true? What if just because he thinks so, her spirit is not in there? What if I truly lost her? Drewable says, well, you have lost her in the physical sense. She's passed away. You're grieving, and I'm sorry to come off harshly. I just view passing very factually. How she lives on now really all depends on you, your father, and the people who knew her. I chose to remember my grandparents by talking out loud to them sometimes, or taking notes of moments when I feel like I can feel their presence. I choose to believe those things and feel certain ways about them. I choose to carry the people I've lost in my own ways, just as you and your father and whoever else loved her are going to have to. Her ashes were just the last physical representation you had of her. I can imagine it's hard to lose them for you, but really this all depends on how you view passing. Do you believe in souls? Do you think that her soul only exists attached to those ashes? This is all about perspective. Your mother is your mother. Your father's wife is your father's wife. That doesn't change because you can't find her ashes. That stays the same because that's how the two of you individually feel about it. I hope this makes sense. Passing is such a sensitive topic. Either way, she lives on in both of you, and that's more important than the burned up remains being actually in that urn. Debated says, if I'm gonna be totally honest, if I was him, I would have gotten some ash from somewhere else and lied to you about your father. I would have taken that secret to the grave. When OP is told it's a little white lie, OP says, I feel like white lies are lies about small or insignificant things that have no real impact. This doesn't feel like one of those things. Deleted says, there is no impact. She's not going to come back to life with the real ashes. He's never going to look at the ashes. How does knowing help? It's just a memorial. But I don't insist on this position. It's very delicate and very personal. And there is an update. Again, yeah, I think I'm on that page. It's like whatever you can bear.
Yeah, whatever feels most comfortable to you, and then also thinking about like your dad and how he's gonna react and whatnot. Like,
it is very sensitive, and it also, who knows how she went and like how that, also transpires and whatnot. So it's like, yeah. So I think it's just really up to what you feel is best.
Yeah.
Honestly, OP.
I took your advice and then ruined everything, girl. I don't know where to begin except that I've destroyed my father and effed up everything. I'm all alone. I waited a few more weeks for her ashes to possibly show up, but they didn't. I finally accepted that my mom was really lost. First, I dumped my boyfriend. Once my head cleared, I realized that I just couldn't get past this. I felt like he'd betrayed me and betrayed her memory. Then I took your other advice and lied to my father. It started out okay. I gave him the urn and he was so overcome with happiness. Honestly, it was the first time he truly smiled since her passing. He announced that his wife was home and set the urn as a centerpiece in his main room. I was overwhelmed, but ultimately knew I'd done the right thing. If you could have seen him, you'd agree. So thank you, Reddit. I take full blame for what happened next. Everything was fine for a while. I could manage telling the story without breaking down and held up the lie as best I could until last night. My father hosted a large family dinner at his home. Both my siblings were there, along with aunts and cousins, about 20 people in total. Before we said grace, my brother stood up. He lifted up this beautifully etched wood place card and explained that he'd had a quote from our mother's favorite book burned or something into the wood. He read it aloud and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't want to say the specific quote or book, but it just hit me in all the wrong places. I was okay, held the tears back, and tried to look unfazed. After he finished, he placed it against the urn and hugged my father, who then turned to me and asked if I could tell everyone one more time the story of the urn. I tried so hard, but nothing would come out. I just sat there with my mouth open, tears streaming down my face, and a concrete slab resting in my stomach. I froze. Everyone was staring at me and the lie just wouldn't come out. It's like it was stuck in my throat and I started physically shaking. I just stood up and went to the bathroom. It was apparently quite the scene. My sister came after me and found me sobbing in the bathroom. She sat down with me and started crying too, begging me to talk to her, but I was still frozen. She held my hands and said that we needed to lean on one another in times like this. That we have to be able to be honest about how we're feeling. Everything just broke. I effed up and I told her the truth. As soon as it was out of my mouth, she dropped my hands like hot coals. She looked disgusted with me. She asked what I'd filled the urn with, and I told her ashes from my fireplace. I don't know why I said that. It was like every lie just wouldn't make its way out of my mouth, and I could only say the truth. I hate myself for that. She stood up to leave, and we both realized my father was standing in the doorway. The way he was looking at me. I'm sorry, I can't finish that sentence. I keep trying. I'll never get his face out of my head. By the way, you shouldn't get us out of your head because you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. I stood up, but my voice failed me again. He looked down and told me I needed to leave. I tried to hug him, and my sister tore me away and shouted, "Don't you touch him." My father told me again he wanted me out of his house. I could barely walk or think, but somehow made it out of the house. On my way out, my father handed me back the urn. I don't remember what he said. I've called and texted him and my sister both since then, apologizing a million times every way I know how. My father told me I'm as passed away to him as my mother. I ruined absolutely everything and don't know where to go from here. I haven't left my bed all morning and feel like I'm mourning my mother times 100 all over. I don't know why I posted this. I just don't have anyone else to turn to. I hate myself and I know that I deserve this, but it doesn't make it any easier. I failed my mother. I failed my family. I'm so alone. What a devastating end to this story.
I mean, should I crawl up and cry? I kind of want to.
Jeez. Oh,
That was horrible.
that was terrible.
I discovered my boyfriend's blog mocking my business.
That's a terrible blog.
Was your business really funny? Are you like a clown emporium? When my abuela passed away, I, 29 female, inherited the keys to her long-standing botanica. For anyone who doesn't know, this is a shop run by Latinos whose purpose is to sell religious esoterica things. We sell the 7-day candles you'll see at memorial sites, herbs, oils, statues, books, services, etc. These are all things I grew up surrounded by and things that mean the world to me. I love them. To me, the scent of Florida water and Hoyt's cologne are home. By the way, this comes from user Botanica Owner Girl. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley. And we're here to give you some good advice goofily, because we don't know all the things. We just know some of the things. So tell us the things you know down in the comments.
And things aren't people.
As OP says, I took business classes to run the shop properly, and it is a successful business. We profit off it nicely, and we made some changes over the years, including services that you can't get at shops around us. We care deeply for all of our customers. I spend about 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. there every day, and it's like going to my other home. My boyfriend Thomas, 32 male, works from home. He does tech work and things like that.
Boo!
That's what you do.
I know.
You used to work from home.
He's always been a huge supporter of my business because he knows how much it means to me. He knows it's a part of my cultural heritage, my life, and of my ancestors and family. He also knows that I do not 100% believe in the things we do. I believe in many of them, but I am not hard-boiled religious, and I don't adhere to many religious rules.
I thought it was like, I don't believe in going hiking on Thursday, but we do it anyways. I thought it was that kind of belief.
No, I think it's more like, I don't believe you have to take, like, the feathers of a goose and spread them around like somebody's tombstone to ensure that they, I don't know.
A common
Whoa.
cultural belief.
Goose
Geese.
Everyone's doing that.
goose feathers on the tombstone, make sure you fly real high.
You know the old saying, goose feathers on the tombstone keeps the doctor away.
Anyway, that's enough backstory. The other day, I made us some breakfast, and he finished very fast and went out for his morning jog. I asked him if I don't eat breakfast before the jog.
I
You
have to
that
eat,
breakfast jostling around in you.
I have to eat breakfast before I do any sort of activity
Yeah, that's true.
or I pass out.
Sounds like weakness of the flesh.
It disgusted me.
Yeah, it is.
I asked him if I could use his computer to do a few things since it was right there and I'm a slow eater. He agreed and just turned it over to me. He left on his run and I got to work. I just wanted to do a few accounting type things and also do some research for an upcoming trip we have to Havana. Oh, na na.
That
Ah.
was funny.
But when I opened his browser, several tabs were open, so I clicked to a different browser so as to not disturb his, since I never know what's work and what's play with him. The other browser had one thing up, the blog.
Uh-oh.
I noticed he didn't use the name of the shop, but there was a clear picture of it, and underneath there were probably 50 entries so far. I didn't go through and read them all because after I saw the first one, I got the idea. I got the idea clear as day. He was making fun of it, all of it, everything.
That's such a stupid blog idea. Does he have any readers? It's like, my girlfriend has this stupid shop. I hate it. And all of his readers, he has like 2 people. And they're like, hey, why are you with your girlfriend?
Imagine like going, I don't know, on like Reddit and complaining about your partner instead. You know, which one's worse? This or what OP's doing?
Oh, I see what OP's boyfriend doing versus...
Because OP's boyfriend might not get any viewers, but this, we're reading it right now.
That is an excellent point.
I say poll.
That's a pretty good
I
point.
think he's worse.
I think he's worse because he's making fun of her.
What?
I want to know what it says.
Is it like dog with a blog?
My heart shattered. He made fun of some of the customers of some of the products we have, and one of the things we are known for is an extensive collection of candles for different saints, orishas, and figures. He mocks some of the orishas and their candles and the novenas. What broke my heart the most is that he made fun of the one figure who I like the most, who I don't want to mention because I don't want to offend. I keep a small home altar to the figure and tend to it carefully and with love. He makes fun of the altar and talks about how nonsensical it is and everything. The comments range from nothing to spam to dedicated followers who talk about his crazy girlfriend, how I'm absolutely nuts and he should run away. Who would believe in any of this? Well, a lot of people. And things like that.
Okay, question. Before we proceed, he's a micro-influencer, and is he getting any money out of this? Because if he's getting any money out of this, and it's a significant amount, I'd forget about it. I'd be like, go ahead, it's working. Keep going.
I doubt it.
It's paying for your rent.
I don't...
Imagine that
It
that's what
is
he's been
paying for
doing
your
the
rent?
whole time.
Yeah. In this scenario, it's paying for your rent, this little blog.
So in this scenario, it's basically if I had a job, or like you had a job,
Yep.
or this job, and the whole time, instead of reading stories, you just made fun of Angie.
But it's paying
But
for
it's paying, yeah. Which-
rent.
Ask her if she would stay with you.
What about you? What would you do?
If
you found that out.
If
you
I
that
found it out,
Have you found out your boyfriend had a blog about how stupid your job is?
I'm breaking up.
Not
He would
even
never
like,
do
let's not even
that.
make it your job. It's like how stupid like improv and theater is, and all the people who do
Whoa, just a job. Don't make it personal. Whoa.
it. Because that's her thing. Is it's like
Whoa.
this isn't just her job though. It's like something she like really loves doing. She says going to the shops like her second home, and
Yeah.
it was her grandma's. So it's
No, we would be
really,
done, but he would
you
never
know,
do that.
Paying for rent.
I was so stunned and absolutely hurt that I had to check how long ago he made it. I saved the address and read through all of it while I was at work and cried.
Harriet Spaghetti says Riley's only core value is cold hard cash.
Fair.
I don't know how to address this with him. He's been keeping the blog for 2 years now. My heart is shattered because our relationship has been nothing but love and smooth sailing, excitement and joy. He never shared my spirituality with me, and it was never something that I requested of him. I even keep my altar out of view out of respect for his own preferences. What do I do? How do we come back from this? To me, it is not just about the spirituality. I've grown up hearing people laugh at it and call it kooky and made up, strange, and all that. But it's my grandmother's business. It's my ancestry and it's my heritage. To me, he is mocking those directly.
I mean, he is.
What do I do?
He is mocking those directly. He has a whole blog about mocking those directly.
Yeah.
I think that this is a relationship ending thing. It is pretty insane to me to hide the fact that you think like a major part of your partner's life is stupid and that you're actively insulting her online from your partner for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think I would go to him and be like, you won't believe what I found.
Yeah.
I found a blog that's talking about my shop.
I don't even know who this is.
And the blog says that their wife is the one who runs it.
Sounds like someone we know.
Who is someone out here pretending to be you?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's the end of that relationship.
Yeah.
That would be devastating to find.
Because the boundary of staying on the same page of someone that isn't religious, or like one person is, one isn't, that's already hard enough.
Exactly.
Without because they're not on the same page.
Yeah.
So having this,
We're like actively kind of belittling you for believing in that.
unless you enjoy like climbing 90-degree mountains in relationships, you shouldn't stay.
I think it's pretty crazy also on his end for him to stay with someone that he thinks thinks so little of. Because at least in my personal opinion, I like to be with people, a person that I think is capable and good at the things that they do and the things that they take pride in.
Yeah, this is pretty shattering.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think you get to look at this person the same way again after you discover this thing.
Kim Fine says, wait, totally forgot. A doctor in Seattle had a blog dedicated to my cousin's yoga studio because my cousin his wife.
Wow.
That one, a little fair.
Accused my cousin of being a prostitute under the guise of being a yoga instructor.
That one, not cool.
And operating his home Airbnb as a covert brothel.
That's crazy.
That's pretty wild.
That's pretty freaking crazy.
She did his wife, though.
Yeah.
Dude, please send the link.
Dang.
He gave the whole fam calendars featuring pics of him doing yoga, and unfortunately some of them were nud. And also featuring his dad, also nud.
Your cousin sent that? Your cousin sent that?
What? What in the Havana?
Maybe he was running a...
I'd be on a never talk to me or
Don't even look at me, man.
don't be in the same room as me ever again.
I can't even look at you.
Yeesh.
Man.
We've got some comments here.
Yay.
I own a keytar. Says, my goodness. OP, that is so off. Makes me want to cry just hearing that this happened to you. The only thing you can do is talk to him about it, and I think you need to say something along the lines of this. To me, it is not just about the spirituality. I have grown up hearing people laugh at it and call it kooky and made up, but it is my grandmother's business. It is my ancestry, and it is my heritage. To me, he is mocking those directly, which is exactly what OP said in the post. It's not funny. It's not a laughing matter, and it is insanely disrespectful. And the fact that he's been carrying on with it for so long, I really can't wrap my head around why someone would mock something so personal and cherished that they supposedly love. That's the most childish thing I've ever heard. I had to go back and check his age at the top of the post. Confront him, OP. He needs to apologize, take this blog down, and beg for your forgiveness. OP says, how do I confront him? I've honestly never had to confront someone about something like this before. A commenter, Sleep Fight, replies, so I found your blog. That's literally all you need to say. That's how you start. Focus on how it makes you feel and that you feel like he doesn't respect you. And I would also consider keeping these funds you make from this business for yourself, at least for the time being. If he can't respect it and actively trashes it, he doesn't deserve access to any of the profits beyond paying bills. OP says, oh yes, my business is mine, and he shares none of it. We're not married and have no joint finances other than me helping him out with his student loans, since I didn't have them and prefer to help with something like that. Sleepfight replies, I would recommend stopping helping him out with his student loans for now as well. He is being incredibly disrespectful about you and your relationship. It would be wise to create some consequences for this betrayal if you intend to continue the relationship. Anders McGee.
It affects your thing. I have to say.
What?
Riley just broke the flow of the podcast to show that I was on my phone for a second.
I counted 10.
Yes.
I counted
But
to 10,
it would have affected nothing had you continued.
I thought you were going to say something. I didn't even know you were on your phone.
No, you liar. You liar.
I actually agree.
With who?
No, that's all I'm going to say.
With which one? Who?
I
Me or Sophia? Go.
agree.
Can't do that.
Anders McGee says, why does he even deserve a full confrontation? Do you need the closure? Because unless this is something you need, I'd pack your things, tell him you saw the blog, and leave. Or better yet, ask him to leave instead. OP says, I'm not crazy about just up and leaving without a word after 4 years. That's all. Another commenter says, I mean, I agree. I think there should be some level of conversation to be had there.
Yeah, call him out for it.
Or just reply.
Reply? Oh, yeah, go on the blog. Post something on the blog.
Yeah.
Say, hey, that's so crazy. I run a thing.
You should go on the blog, try to set up a fake date, and then show up and be like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'll never talk to me again.
Oh, yeah, you could. Wait, no. So, okay. Send out a thing in the paper, like looking for a boyfriend who hates this thing, like this Botanica, and loves long walks on the beach.
Like just a classifieds ad,
Yeah.
personals ad.
And then you're like, and then you show up and you're like, it's the love that I look for.
I knew that's where you were going with it.
Except this time, instead of staying together, you break up.
Ah, twist.
Commenter, what is your boyfriend like in regards to the business? Is he supportive? Does he ever mock it openly to you or your friends or at the business? Is it an anonymous blog or is his ownership of it public? You say he never shared your spirituality, but does he follow his own religion? And first off, I'm not trying to excuse the actions that he had. That being said, if he's not religious at all,
Someone switch it to Riley. Someone switch it to Riley. He was on his phone.
Eddie texted me.
Yeah.
Everyone, do we just want to check our phones real quick? I'm sorry, Dakota. I'm sorry I was being disrespectful for checking Eddie's text. I'm sorry, Dakota.
Are you texting Eddie?
no.
He texting.
This is Shrek.
What was your... Okay, fine. Let's get it out
This
there.
is the Shrek movie, but it's only when people say E.
Okay,
I just figured
copyrighted.
I'd pull something up.
Okay, anyways, what was your thing about...
Let's see. I don't even know.
Could this blog be his only reprieve, I guess, from your spirituality? Everyone else here has immediately chastised him for being a terrible person. I'm not going to argue one way or the other without knowing more about him and your relationship. That being said, speaking as someone who does not subscribe to any religion or spirituality, you seem pretty entrenched in this religion. You work every day at the store and you have a home altar in the home the two of you share, dedicated to it. You probably talk about it a lot, and it's probably a big part of the majority of your friendships. I like how this commenter was like, I'm not going to speak on your guys' relationship because I don't know, but I'm also going to make all of these assumptions about you outright based on the religion.
You said that you worked for your family stores, so you must be crazy. This is your boyfriend.
This commenter's like, I'm not trying to say he was right, but did you deserve this?
I think you deserved it.
I know if I was in his shoes and I was with someone I loved and cared for immensely, who believed extremely heavily in something I found ridiculous, I would need some type of escape from it. I would never want to prohibit you from doing anything, and I would never ask you to change something you cared so much for, and would never put it down to you or your friends or your family, but I would need some type of a break from it. It seems like the blog is his break, and kind of seems like it's the only one he ever gets, since he's not even free from it in his home. You need to discuss it with him as rationally and calmly as possible, and I know that's difficult when dealing with religion and spirituality, but it's absolutely necessary that no one lose their cool during their discussion. I can't wait for OP's reply to this. Anyways, With the limited info here, that's my 2 cents.
I don't want it.
You remember the part of the story where like the blog was like people telling him to leave his crazy wife?
Remember the part of the story where he was just insulting his partner for 2 years straight? That's like saying, oh, you know, you have a husband and a wife, and the husband doesn't have any reprieve at home with his wife, so he goes with his buddies, and he's like, my witch of a wife, she's always nagging.
Ball and
God,
chain.
wish I could divorce her. She's the worst. And it's like, oh, well, he's just letting off some steam. No.
It's like, it's just crazy that it's like somebody just rejecting like a core pillar of like their partner in secret for 2 years. I mean, it really would be like if you were dating someone and then like the whole time they just thought acting in theater and improv was the dumbest thing ever, and they relentlessly bullied you anonymously on the internet for it.
I couldn't.
They just needed a reprieve.
Yeah.
Oh, their whole life is improv.
Yeah.
OP replies. He doesn't mock it openly to anyone, of course. I would never stand for that. He doesn't follow his own religion, but he is not an atheist. He just hasn't found what works for him yet. To be clear, it is not a big part of my friendships, and I don't really talk about it other than when he asks if anything interesting happens or anything like that. He will come into the shop many days to bring me lunch or hang out on his break, which is where he gets his stories from. But once I leave the site, I don't talk about it to him, because I was taught that work and home don't mix like that. And we have an update.
That commenter was stupid, OP. Don't worry.
I'm an atheist, and you're probably annoying.
Probably annoying when you talk about your religion.
Yeah, you're probably annoying, and you deserve it, and you annoy him a lot, and he should be able to do that.
I don't want to assume any things, but I assume that you're annoying.
Hello? Oh, that's the update calling.
Hello.
I had my heart set on not just getting up and leaving. There were still some things that we needed to talk about, so when I got home 2 days after I made that post and had time to think about it, I confronted him.
Uh-oh.
I started reading one of his posts off to him.
Like, I've written something I really want to read to you.
I found some literature online. I found it quite titillating.
Today, my stupid girlfriend kept showing me her candles. I hate candles. They smell bad.
Light bulbs were invented for a reason, these stupid, idiot, religious people. Why don't you use lights?
Candles are not safe. I fear that they might burn down the home.
I fear candles. And my wife.
I'm candlephobic.
I mean, girlfriend.
I'm
Candobic.
candleobic.
Candobic. David Candobic. He asked me how I found out, and I was honest and told him. He started to get annoyed and asked me why I was snooping. I wasn't. And then he started up with his defense before I could even get a word in. He told me that he always had a hard time understanding how I could be a part of something where there was no logic behind it, how I could take money from anyone knowing that that stuff is fake and everything.
What?
I let him say what he needed to say. So what he's trying to say is that you're a crook?
Yeah, he's like, you're a
stealing
charlatan.
money from people who believe in this religious stuff?
That you also believe in. That's the crazy thing. Like, you have a connection to it.
I asked him, is that really how you feel? And he said yes, and that he was happy to finally get it off his chest. He had just insulted me, my beliefs, and my family history, all of it, in the span of 20 minutes. And by the way, you can listen for 20 million hours to more stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. All you got to do is search OK Storytime. You can listen to over 90 days worth of episodes.
Oh, man.
Hit you with a little smolder. Yeah, we got some more story left. I hope you leave him.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he literally just said, oh, I've been waiting to get that off my chest. God, I think your whole career is stupid. And you're a crook.
Yeah, I think you and your whole family are kooks.
Yeah, that's
And
that's in
thieves.
it. That's it.
Who steal from other kooks.
That, in fact, is the end of the relationship.
Yeah, it's not very logical. It's not very logical of you, actually.
Your face isn't logical, and yet here you are.
Yeah, where's the logic of making a blog bashing your partner for 2 years?
Where's the logic in staying with the partner that you think is like a crook and stupid?
I told him if that's how he feels, he needs to leave. The place we live in was mine originally. He just moved in after we were dating for a while because it was easier. I didn't want to have to stoop that low, which is not what I would call that.
Yeah.
But living with someone who thinks that little of what I do and my business, the business that supported our very comfortable lives all this time, isn't something I can compromise on. He asked me if I was breaking up with him because of this, that it was his right as an American with free speech to do what he's doing, and that I'm trying to censor him like all religious nuts do.
That is
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say, to be like, you can't tell me what to say. I'm an
This guy
American.
sounds like a grade A doofus.
I'm an American.
Real quick, for all my Americans, the First Amendment is the freedom to speech, not the freedom of consequences from your
That's
speech.
so dumb. That's so dumb. Be like, you can't break up with me because I'm an American.
I have a fun social experiment for anyone who thinks they can say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Go shout fire somewhere
Yeah.
and see what happens.
See what happens.
When there's no fire, you
Yeah.
go to jail
You go to jail.
because you incited a panic, but you're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
I hate this guy, dude.
Wait till we get the brain chips in our brains, and then it like prohibits us from saying certain words.
What?
Yeah, we put
when
like a
get
filter
the
on
chips in our
ourselves.
brains, and we try
I
to be
ain't
like,
getting no chip in my brain.
the Earth is
Round.
a spear,
Spearheaded.
It's just traveling around the sun, going. Phew. Someone threw it.
Yes, the turtle threw it.
Turtles all the way down.
Anyway, we're almost done here.
Yay.
This guy's the dumbest guy.
Yeah, he's not saying a lot of logical things right now.
I could not believe what I was hearing, so I just asked him to leave. Over the next few days, he collected his things, and when he got out his last box, he told me that he would not come back, but that I could bet he would still be posting on his blog about my shop. And to that, I'd say, rent free.
To that, I'd say thank
in
you
your
for
head.
the freaking promotional activity. Don't even have to pay you for that.
I think the last thing I said to him was to have fun with his 15 blog readers. I am really heartbroken over this and very sad it came to this. It's going to be a long time before I try dating again. Oh no, that's the end of that story.
No.
No.
OP, he was cuckoo.
Yeah.
He was cuckoo.
You could
And-
probably really easily find something
Yeah, better than that guy.
And they deleted everything, so we don't know what happens.
Always a
after
little
this.
bit of a,
Good luck, OP.
not a red flag, but it's like my eyebrow raises when it's like, yeah, we just moved in together because it was like easy.
Yeah, it should be. I feel like it needs to be like
I
this is the
wanted
next
this.
step in our relationship. We are progressing forward. It's not because it's the easiest thing to do. It's because, I mean, it can be more convenient for you, but it should also be like,
That shouldn't be the only element. It's like, well, we pay less rent.
it's like, no. We are at the point in our relationship where we feel like it's time to take that next step.
Yeah. Imagine a world where all the founding fathers were farm animals,
Isn't that just
and then they'd
Animal
be
Farm?
the founding farmers, and instead they're the farmers, and then we're the livestock,
Whoa, Animal Farm.
and then Planet of the Apes happens, but instead it's just we're just like, wait, all these animals should be doing taxes.
My boyfriend snapped over a sticker and sent me home at midnight?
A sticker? What? Are you 5?
First of all, my boyfriend Greg, 21 male, and I, 21 female, have pretty immature senses of humor and always have. We like to tease each other a lot and commonly partake in body humor. Like, we'll joke around if one of us farted, or after a night out at dinner, we'll drive home and pretend to be in labor and call dibs on the bathroom to deliver our food babies. AKA poop. Ew.
Ew.
By the way, this comes from Poopella.
This shows who OP is.
Yeah, whatever.
OP's a comedian.
And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Savannah.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, it sounds so childish typing it out, but we have a lot of fun and are very comfortable with each other. Also, we have never had a fight before and communicate openly about things, but have never had a real problem communicating about it. Tonight, I was at his place to marathon Netflix. Greg got up to go to the bathroom, and I asked him if I should pause it, aka would he be taking a long time. He answered no, so I figured he was just going to pee. However, 15 minutes later, he still wasn't back from the bathroom. No problem, I got up to make myself a snack. On the way to the kitchen, I walked past the bathroom and heard the sound of an app that Greg and I commonly play on our phones. I thought this was pretty funny. On Facebook, there are sticker sets to use in the chat feature, which are basically like unique emojis. One of the sets features an anime-looking poop character and his toilet paper friend. No idea why someone made this, but I think it's quite funny and kind of cute. One of the stickers is of the poop character sitting on a toilet, looking intently at his phone, so I playfully sent this to Greg. poop sticker of playing on a phone. You right now.
Wow.
I laughed to myself, put my phone away, made my snack, and went back to the living room. Greg came out and we continued to watch Netflix. However, I noticed he was being physically distant, not putting his arm around me, not sitting close to me on the couch. However, I gave him his space. He was quiet for about 20 minutes. Then he said, "Do you have a friend that you could get to take you home?"
Oh, I would be so angry. I'd be like, are you actually joking? Oh.
No, I have my boyfriend.
I would
I have my boyfriend take me
I
home.
punt that man.
I literally did not know what he was talking about. I said, "What?" And he repeated what he'd said. I asked him what was wrong, but he wouldn't answer for a while. I asked him if he was upset with me, and he said, "I just can't believe you did that. That was really upsetting." I said, "What are you talking about? You mean the sticker?" Him, obviously. I was stunned. I had no idea why he was so offended or what exactly I had done wrong, but I immediately apologized. I said, "I'm so sorry that I offended you. I had no idea. That was not my intent at all. I was just joking. Could you tell me what about that upset you so I don't do it again in the future?"
Perfect.
That was a really great
Perfect.
response.
Yeah.
It was an apology, but also like, I genuinely I don't know what I did.
Yeah, and how will I do better in the future? Perfect. OP.
Great. 10 out
Wow.
of 10, OP.
Wow. I wish that was everyone in the world. What peace we would have on this earth.
Greg flipped out and said, "I was," insert an insult here.
Blue, blue, blah, 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 blah.
That's exactly what he said. If I couldn't see what I did wrong. He said there was something wrong with me and that I had the mentality of an effing child. I was really hurt by this and asked if he seriously wanted me to leave. He said yes, and I asked if he was going to drive me home. I had ridden with him and didn't have my car. He said no, because why would he after what I just did? I was so pissed off that I stormed out of the house. Keep in mind that this was 11 p.m. in a crappy part of town. None of the buses were running, and I felt too ashamed to call my friends. So I walked all the way home. Nothing happened, but I'm so mad he would force me to walk home by myself in a shady area just because of this. And he showed no concern for me whatsoever. So now I'm sitting here fuming. I'm actually considering ending things over his huge overreaction because he refuses to talk to me and explain what's going on. He keeps saying, "You should know." Then he said, "Whatever, I'm going to bed," and cut me off.
See, the thing is, he doesn't even know. He's
Yeah.
trying to think of a reason
To
but
break
there's,
up
like,
with you.
Yeah, there's not a reason. So this has probably been like a long time coming, and he's just now like, oh, this is the perfect time for me
Yeah.
to just.
Oh,
you
she
know-
sent me the poop emoji.
Oh, I'm
Let's
so
do it.
angry.
This is the perfect thing to break up over.
Yeah, this guy just seems like he's going through something
Yeah.
and trying to blame it on every other thing but himself.
Yep.
Really mature. I love men.
I'm embarrassed by how childish and petty this sounds, especially compared to the other stuff on this subreddit. However, this is my first relationship, and I honestly don't know what to think about what just happened. Reddit, what is going on? Can anyone shed light on this? Is this even worth trying to salvage? I find his rage at this and refusal to communicate very immature, to the point where I almost don't want to be in a relationship with him anymore. Like, if he'll send me out in the cold for this, is he going to leave me on the side of the road next time we disagree on something? I'm so confused. He has never reacted like this or gotten mad at anything before. I just don't think I did anything really bad. However, this is my first relationship, so if I'm in the wrong, let me know.
Even if you were in the
Thanks.
wrong OP,
He's not handling it
yeah,
correctly.
he's not handling it well. He's like, you know what you did, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's not trying to solve it. He's just trying to like get rid of you, which is really annoying.
No, there's totally a chance that you did something that was not okay or genuinely hurt him. But everything after that, it doesn't matter because you have attempted to apologize. You have attempted to rectify this stupid situation that he caused, and he is not willing to meet you where you're at. So, yeah, you gotta go. Adios. Comment 1. My best friend and I make fart jokes all the time. I sent her poop haikus while she's in the toilet, and she calls my farts the black plague, I'll say. If she got upset over a fart joke, I would be shocked because it would have come out of nowhere. Your boyfriend is immature and kind of a crappy person. This is what I would send him. What do you and a toilet have in common? You both just experienced a dump. We're done. That would be so slay.
You both just experienced a dump.
That would be really good. I recommend that. I agree with this comment. Comment 2 says, do you think there were maybe some other issues and he immediately just pinned it on the first thing he could blame it on, the poop sticker? Sounds like an a-hole for making you walk home so late. Bye, Felicia. OP says, I've been wondering this myself, if this is really because of some underlying issue. But for the life of me, I 100% can't think of anything that would be bothering him. He's acted totally normal, and we've had a great last couple of weeks. Lots of fun dates, went partying with his friends, etc. This is totally out of the blue for me, and I just want to know if he's really upset about something else, but he just won't talk to me. And there is an update. Let's get into it. Just to clarify from the last post, I literally only sent Greg the poop sticker and the you right now. So I'm sure I didn't accidentally write or send anything else. And I sent that through a private chat with only me and him. I did not post it to his wall or through a group chat, though even if I did, I wouldn't really see a reason for extreme offense. Anyway, I hope that answers some posters' questions. After taking today to think about it and talking it over with my best friend, I decided to follow my instinct and the advice of everybody here and break up with Greg. He didn't contact me at all since he abruptly cut me off last night. And after he posted a picture of having a grand old brunch with his buddies on Facebook, I decided enough was enough. He didn't seem to have any remorse, and it really stung to see how few craps he gave about me. Pun intended. I messaged him, you're a crappy person, we're over, don't contact me again, and blocked him on Facebook. Sorry, I wasn't brave enough to use the brilliant responses some people suggested. The dump and turd puns were great, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was too mad. After I changed my relationship status and deleted our couple pics, I got several calls from Greg. I debated just blocking his number as well, but my curiosity got the best of me, so I picked up. I was met with silence. He was really pissed at me. I said, hello, in an impatient way, and he said, this is really how you're going to do this? We had an argument where we were basically just shouting and blaming each other, with me mostly defending my decision to break up, and him saying I was a witch for throwing away a good relationship on a whim. Bestie, buddy, you didn't text her, you didn't talk to her.
You don't even want to talk. Like, how are we supposed to, like, mend things if you don't want to talk to me?
Yeah.
Like, this seems like what you want.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just doing it for you. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You don't have to be the bad guy, even though you're still horrible.
I pointed out that I'd been willing to work it out with him and try to fix whatever it was that I'd done wrong, but it was his unwillingness that made me think it wasn't worth it. After about 40 minutes of arguing, Greg started to realize that I was really serious. And this wasn't just a tactic to get his attention, and he started getting genuinely upset. He said, please don't break up, please. We are so good together, which was actually hard for me to hear because up until this point, we have had a really great relationship. So I started to feel really bad.
Oh, no.
However, I kept thinking about how I'd never trust him again with my safety and how galling it was that he hadn't been concerned about me or my well-being until he'd noticed we were now broken up. Also, how surprised I'd been by his anger and name-calling. I'd never seen that side of him before and no longer trusted who I thought he was. So I tried to stand firm. Long story short, we talked and argued for a while longer, and Greg thought that talking about the problem would be enough to get me to stay with him, so he confessed. And it was really stupid in my opinion. Basically, about a week ago, I hung out with Greg and his buddies. We were both gamers, and they were having a game night and asked me to come along. The attitude of that whole group is to trash talk each other and playfully rib each other, especially while gaming. So that night, when we were playing games, I joined in on the trash talk. None of it was mean-spirited. To me, it was just, take some of that. Yeah, eat it, type stuff. But apparently Greg felt embarrassed because I beat him a few times in front of his friends and gloated about it. That's how you play games with your partner. You try and beat them.
Yeah.
You try and crush them into
so
dust.
Because the girl beat a guy, and now his dude, that actually happened to me too. No,
it's okay. It's okay.
The whole point of playing games with your partner and other people, I mean, you can be in a group setting, but if your partner's in the room, you have to beat them. This was my bad, but everybody was making a huge show of gloating and peacocking after every victory, so I thought this wasn't out of the ordinary if I also did it. That's not your bad, girl. That's just how you play games.
You won. You deserve
won.
that.
You get a
yeah.
gloat. I thought it was just part of the fun, but in hindsight, it was probably weird and I probably should have acted differently. No, No, don't let anyone make you feel like you're not allowed to
Don't go
gloat
back
after
on it
winning.
now. Don't go back.
You hit him with the, oh, haha, loser. You lost. I
Yeah.
won.
Oh, so I should so I should just never win.
Yeah,
Because
OP
if I
goes-
win, it's the end for
Yeah.
both of us, right? That's fun.
Also, they kept making comments like, wow, you're basically dating a dude. And you know your girlfriend is basically just like a girl version of name of a dude in their group. To Greg, because they were surprised that I was willing to have frank discussions about certain topics, like poop, spicy sleep, etc. I got the vibe they didn't spend that much time around girls because they were acting so surprised every time something like that came
That's
up.
crazy. They're like, girls can
What?
do that
Girls
too?
poop?
Wait,
Huh?
hold on.
Girls can have fun with us? What?
That's
What?
against the rules.
That's against the law of physics.
It was like that mentality of, whoa, girls don't fart or acknowledge farting. This is weird. I brushed it off, but I guess afterwards, Greg's friends kept teasing him about that night and made some assertions that I was too manly and that I didn't or wouldn't respect him because I was manlier than him. And also because I'd been beating him and peacocking about it. I'm not entirely sure, but he made it clear that a lot of mocking was going on. So I guess this has been festering inside Greg ever since then and making him insecure. The poop sticker thing sent him overboard because he thought I was making fun of him because I didn't respect him. He interpreted it as me calling him a fat pile of crap and thinking I could get away with that. His words. It's still not entirely clear to me. He didn't do a great job of explaining it and was very frustrated that he had to articulate his feelings. I wasn't impressed. I will probably get flack for this, but I don't feel very much empathy about this problem and thought it was kind of ridiculous and stupid. It is. It is. It's definitely something he needs to figure out
Yeah.
on his own. If Greg had brought this up to me at any point, we could have had a discussion about it and I would have toned it down, though I disagree that my behavior being manly was somehow something for him to get insecure about. Unattractive, okay, I could see it. But it seemed like it was being turned into an emasculation thing by his friends, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. It feels almost red pilly, but I don't know enough about it to really say that. Yeah, that is what it is. I don't really know how I feel. Anyway, I personally didn't think it was something for him to have such a strong reaction about, and it was a problem that could have easily been talked over if it had bothered him so much. I still didn't think it was anything worth kicking me out and ignoring me for, or name-calling. Nothing is worth that, in my opinion, but again, this is my first relationship. I'm probably just being selfish and pissed off. By the way, it'd be selfish of you guys not to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's extremely insecure from his friends, for
Mhm.
himself. I mean, you're 21. Yeah.
You will find
Yeah.
someone better.
Exactly.
And
There's
maybe,
so
maybe
much time.
he'll figure himself out and realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't hang around these people that make me feel so terrible.
Or like stand up to his friends and stand up for you. I don't know. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. I hate
Any of the above.
I hate if like you can't stand up for like your partner, especially to your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pun intended crappy.
Crappy.
Look at donut in my hand. Are you kidding me right now?
Regardless, it's over now. I told Greg he needed to grow up, but it wasn't going to be with me. His reaction was extremely immature and irrational, shocking.
Yeah, wow.
He acknowledged that, but was still angry at me for one, insulting him with the sticker and not showing him respect, even though we've always teased each other. I guess this goes back to the trash talking. And two, for wanting to break up. He said, give it a few days to think about it. But I firmly said I didn't want to date him anymore. He said his friends were right and it was actually a C word.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So now he's
Okay,
shown
cool.
all of the cards and they all look bad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Who didn't care about him or respect him. I hung up. He's been calling me some more, but I'm going to go see Inside Out with my friends and feel some feels and not worry about him again. I guess we both did some things wrong and we both need to do some maturing. But for now, I don't feel too bad. I'm still pretty pissed off, but surprisingly not that sad for my first breakup. Maybe it will hit tomorrow, or maybe I'll find a debonair professional type at the movies who will teach me how to have an adult relationship and let me send him poop stickers. Anyway, thanks for the support, Reddit. I feel better. And comments. Comment 1, she's immature, but in a silly way. He's immature in an emotionally stunted way. Comment 2 says, OP doubts herself a lot in these posts. I hope that she's outgrown that because all of her actions were totally reasonable. Comment 3 says, if my girlfriend thrashed me at video games in front of the boys, I'd be so proud.
Right. And that is the right reaction.
And that's the end of that story. But yeah, that's like, oh, my girlfriend freaking pwned you guys. Losers.
I needed to cut off my mother, but I still miss her.
Oh, that sounds sad.
And we have a trigger warning for verbal mistreatment. I, 24 female, and my mom, 43 female, have always had what you would call a strained relationship. Before I get into some background, I just want to say that I do love my mom, and always will. Because of her actions at this point in time, I am loving her from afar, and we are very little to no contact by my choice. This decision did not come easily, and it has been emotionally exhausting. I still carry a lot of mixed feelings about it. By the way, this comes from Fickle Bookkeeper 83, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. As OP says, some background. My mom raised my 3 brothers and me as a single mom. She did always take care of us, but when it came to me, she is harmful. She constantly threw it in my face that my father was not around, saying things like, I didn't have to keep you, but I did. And I could have given you up to the state like my mom did to me. She also told me, your father didn't want you, but I kept you and you disrespect me whenever we argued.
So yeah, that's super bad.
Yeah.
That's
terrible.
Big red alert, bad parenting town.
Oh, this is going to be a sad story. Those words stuck with me far longer than she ever acknowledged. She also said things like, if you weren't so fat, you'd have clothes to wear, while I sat on my bedroom floor crying because I couldn't find an outfit. Other comments included, you have no friends because you're such a witch, and you will never find someone to love you because you don't take care of yourself. On top of that, I was expected to clean the entire house, her room, and make her bed. I took care of all the animals, including cleaning cages, letting the dogs out, feeding them, grooming the cats, and scooping litter boxes. I also cooked meals, made sure she ate, and made sure she had a cold drink before she went to bed. After I graduated high school, she guilt-tripped me into not going to college so I could get a job and help pay the bills. Once I did get a job, she took almost my entire paycheck except for $20 to $40 to pay bills. She used my money to fill her tank and buy herself food that I was not allowed to touch. I put pay bills in quotes because after she put the utilities in my name, she let them rack up to over $3,000. That debt is now in collections and is destroying my credit score. When I decided to move out at age 22, she completely flipped. She accused me of turning my back on her and asked how she was supposed to pay the bills without me. She told me I would fail, end up homeless, and come crawling back within a year.
It's like, you're gonna fail. I made sure of it.
Yeah. She even said she hoped the place I moved into would burn down with me inside.
Well, that's pretty mean. That's a pretty mean thing to say.
I would agree, Mickey Mouse.
That's a pretty bad thing.
That moment solidified just how little regard she had for my well-being. After I moved out, she constantly texted me to berate me or ask me for money. She would tell me her life was falling apart and that it was my fault because I abandoned her. Every message left me feeling guilty and anxious. I never knew if answering would make things better or worse. Recently, she got evicted from her apartment due to back rent. Before that happened, I sent her easy job listings and cheaper apartments to try to help her get back on her feet. Instead of following through, she kept saying she was going to be homeless. She repeatedly asked if she and her 2 dogs could move into my spare bedroom or office for free. I know that if I let her move in, she would not respect any boundaries. It would turn into exactly what it was like when I lived with her before. I truly believe she would never leave once she moved in. Even knowing all of this, I still feel incredibly guilty for saying no. She recently messaged me saying that she and her 2 dogs were still living out of a U-Haul and asked me for money. The problem is that she has lied and manipulated me so many times in the past that I do not know if I believe her. I feel torn between wanting to help and wanting to protect myself. That inner conflict has not gone away. Am I the a-hole?
Just what a mind melter to be in, to even question if you're the a-hole in this
Yeah.
situation. I would just quote her back what she would say to you. I'd be like, that's crazy. I sure hope your U-Haul doesn't burn down with you inside it. That would be a tragedy.
Or like, wow, I thought I was going to fail within a year, but...
Yeah. It looks like the shoe's on the other foot, though, huh?
Edit, my father and I now have a great relationship. He officiated my marriage, is there for me, and has become an amazing father in my life. Learning the truth about that relationship changed how I see my childhood.
Well, hey, at least your dad's pulled up, right?
Yeah,
That's good.
That sounds real good. Update. It's been almost a year since I originally made this post.
Okay.
Oh no. I ended up letting my mom stay with me for a short time, and it was a huge mistake. Things went exactly as I feared they would. In the end, she almost got me kicked out of my apartment. We are now fully no contact. She blocked me because, according to her, it hurt too badly to see my posts and not be able to say hi or have me say hi back. I've since moved. She does not have my current address, and we have not spoken since March or April of this year. I will be honest and say it has been incredibly hard not to reach out. I know I focused a lot on the bad things before, but we did have good times too. She raised me, and for a long time, I thought I did not have my dad because of circumstances I could not control. I now know that was her doing, but I still love her.
Wow. You are such a sweetie Popedi.
Yeah. I miss the version of her that exists in my good memories. About a week ago, my coworker casually mentioned that she saw my mom. We live in a small town, and I look almost exactly like her, so people make the connection easily. I immediately started crying. I had spent months not knowing if she was alive, still homeless, or something worse. And by the way, you can listen to more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Search up OK Storytime. There's just a little bit left, but I can't imagine how hard that is.
Yeah. Well, you were parentified, I think, really early on, or it's like you were made to feel like you were responsible for her when it's really the other way around.
Yeah.
And it sucks to be in a position where, like, you know, you have those thoughts hanging over you like a cloud. But, you know, I think the only thing that you can really hang on to is just, like, knowing it's not your fault and that there's nothing that you could have really done to change any of it. Your ma is a bad apple. You can't help the bad apple unless the bad apple wants help. But I don't think she does.
My coworker told me my mom looked good, was managing at a local clothing store, and looked healthy. I did not realize how badly I needed to hear that she was okay until I heard it. I did not realize how much I missed her until someone talked about her. I started bawling uncontrollably and even leaving work. I had to fight the urge to drive to her job just to see if she was there. At home and in my personal life, I'm surrounded by people who dislike her because of what she did to me. I have never really had anyone just talk to me about how she is doing. Hearing that small update opened wounds I thought were starting to heal. So here's the advice I need. Should I go see her? If not, how do I stop myself from going to see her? I cannot seem to stop this overwhelming feeling of longing towards her, and it is tearing me up inside. We have some comments. Comment 1. No matter what, she's your mom. You have that connection. You are the mature one. She is a person who I would guess has lots of mental issues, manifested through hurting the one she loves and who love her. There may be a way, working through friends, to help in this matter. Without revealing your address or any contact info or other socials to her, set up a meeting at a neutral place, not lunch or food-centric. Someplace easy to exit if it goes wrong, like a coffee shop. The intermediary should give her the parameters of the meeting, like no yelling, no asking for anything, and other things you want to include. That goes for you too. Keep it short. If it goes well, do another one, maybe a bit longer. Try this for a while, and perhaps it will alleviate any guilt, unwarranted, but you're a good person, so feel guilty, you have, and just perhaps can let the long overdue healing begin. Wishing you all the best. I would personally just say to give it more time, because to me it would seem like she probably just started this job if like this is the first time that someone's bringing up like, hey, I saw your mom in our town. Like some time, because like unfortunately that shock could also bump your mom back to a bad place.
Yeah.
Like giving her time to settle in and then doing that. I refuse to apologize to my boyfriend's mother, and now our relationship is at risk.
What did you do?
I, 22 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 26 male, for almost a year now. We've been very happy and planning to get engaged in early 2026 and live together. We click on every level, and he's like the lid to my pot. By the way, this comes from Do Strength 6569, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. I met his parents 4 months into us dating. I really liked them and thought they were very sweet, and I got the impression they liked me as well. I graduated college in May, and my mom flew in from across the sea to see me walk that stage. The day of my graduation was the first time she was meeting my boyfriend. My boyfriend is a little bit overweight, while I'm a little bit underweight, so my mom made a very insensitive comment to him. He texted me during the ceremony, and I got very upset and decided to confront her about it afterwards. While we were taking pictures, my mom pulled me to the side, saying that my boyfriend and I were being very touchy, which is inappropriate. We're both Arab, and she said she had to tell me right that second, despite me telling her it wasn't the time or place, because she can't see something wrong and not speak on it. I confronted her about her comment, and she said she was making a joke. We started going off at each other, and it's safe to say my day was ruined. My mom and I didn't speak to each other for 3 days, even though I hadn't seen her for 3 years. And I was happy to do that to defend the man I love. Fast forward to Thanksgiving week. My boyfriend and I decided to take a week-long road trip to a friend's wedding. Our first stop was the state his parents were in. I asked him not to tell them I was going because I'm a very private person, and an unmarried couple sleeping in a car for a week is inappropriate in our culture. My boyfriend's mom was very mad at him for leaving our city late, because it takes 4 hours to get to their city. She was even more mad when she found out about the road trip. I was surprised he would tell her about such a thing because she's a very anxious person, and even though she said she was okay with it beforehand, I knew she would change her mind. She ended up changing her mind about the trip and got very mad at him. The next day, we were out to meet a friend when she called him while his phone was connected to CarPlay. She asked if I was with him and made him swear that I wasn't. He ended up telling her the truth. She got very mad and said I'm the reason he's always late, never keeps his word, and that once I break his heart, he shouldn't go back running to her. I got very upset by her words because that's not the first time. When I expressed that I wanted to go to medical school, she asked how I was supposed to go to school, maintain my job, and cook and clean for her son.
Excuse me?
When I threw my boyfriend a huge birthday party that cost me all my savings, plus half my credit card.
Excuse me?
She said it wasn't big enough and that I should work harder next year, even though his party was exactly what he wanted. This was unlike my birthday, which he refused to listen to what I wanted, saying I'd regret it. I expressed how hurt I was to him, and he was on the phone the entire time we were supposed to be with friends. He drove me back to where I was staying and went back to his parents' house. 3 hours later, I heard a knock at the door, and it was him and his mom. His mom was angry that I was sitting the entire time she was standing up, even though I couldn't stand up because I had an IUD inserted the week before and I was still in pain. Meanwhile, she can't sit down because of a problem with her knees. She kept going off on me the entire hour she was there and kept repeating that she's older, so she can never do wrong. I explained that my mom is older as well, but she apologized when I told her that she hurt my boyfriend's feelings, and that it doesn't matter what you think if you hurt that person's feelings. She kept saying I was wrong and disrespecting her and repeated that I would break his heart and then left. She and my boyfriend were yelling loudly and I was able to hear them while they were walking to their car. Things escalated from there, and my boyfriend and his parents didn't talk for a week. He went back to their city for a surgery and talked things through with them. He now wants me to drive 4 hours to their city to apologize to them for not standing up and not offering her a drink when she showed up unexpectedly while I was in pain. Meanwhile, she doesn't want to apologize for her behavior. My boyfriend thinks I should do this for us to be able to move forward in our relationship, but I don't want to go through a relationship where I'm disrespected, especially because my parents are divorced because of my dad's parents who behaved the same way my boyfriend's parents are. He says he's handled all the situations that upset me, but again, there has been no accountability or apology to me, and I'm still expected to go and apologize. This would require me to spend money on gas and a hotel and take time off from work. However, we cannot continue our relationship without our parents' approval because of our culture. So, would I be the a-hole if I broke up with my boyfriend because I don't want to apologize to his parents for disrespecting me? We have an update.
Oh boy, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
We got present, we got past, we got birthdays. There's a couple situations that we need to kind of clarify here, or at least go over. Okay, you solve the issue with your parent, with your mother and your boyfriend, and that it should be a clear sign that you love your partner and that you want respect from your parents towards your partner. That's great. It should be the same outcome for his side of the family.
I honestly did not expect my post to blow up like that. I wanted to clarify a few misunderstandings that I think I did not phrase correctly. My boyfriend is very supportive, and he stood up against his mom.
Okay, good. That's one of the things that I just brought up. Great.
He told her she hurt my feelings and that she was very wrong for doing so. They were fighting so badly that he told me she ended up crying, which is why they didn't speak until his surgery. In front of me, at least, he confronted her and stood by me as much as he could, and he did exactly how I supported him with his issues with my mom. I do not doubt for a second that he won't stand against his family for me. The only reason he wants me to apologize is because he knows his mom is petty, and again, in our culture, we need our parents to be able to get married. He completely agrees that his mom is being irrational, but he just wants us to put the family drama behind us so we can heal together. His severe anxiety doesn't help either, since he's very solution focused while I'm emotional focused. Also, when he told me about the comment my mom made during commencement, he asked me not to bring it up. I blamed my mom for the day being ruined, since she always does this on every important day in my life, but that's a different story. While I agree with everyone who called me stupid for spending so much money on his birthday,
Thank you, Internet.
I just want to clarify that he went overboard with every important date we've had during our relationship. For instance, he got me a new phone, a very expensive hairstyling tool that I always wanted, and he takes care of me financially. A big part of me wanted to kind of pay him back for everything he always does for me. So I still don't mind that I overspent on his birthday. He does make 3 times what I make though. He also wasn't trying to be inconsiderate for my birthday. My grandpa passed away a week before, and he really just wanted me to feel celebrated. All I wanted to do was rot in bed with Chinese food, so I know it came from a good place. Now, on to the update. I kind of went spiraling after I posted this. I had a major crash out and couldn't take all the pressure from him to apologize. He had his surgery, which did not go well, and he needs to have another one. So he's in so much pain despite being on very strong painkillers. He probably isn't thinking 100% straight, which is why he's pressuring me. I freaked out and decided to run away back to my home country. I texted him that we're over and I can't stay here.
Whoa.
I told him I would rather be home and not deal with this drama as it's bringing up so much trauma from my parents' divorce.
I don't know. I know this was a lot.
I guess that was the self-reflection that I was talking about, and I guess you really went for it.
I mean, when you're,
Sounds more like trauma that you need to resolve before being in something like this.
OP did say she's the pot and he's the lid, and if the lid was not on top and like he was in surgery, OP got steamy.
You need to be able to like be okay through that though. Like we can't just be we need a lot of help and a lot of therapy if we're gonna go that drastic for like a week of pressure. He went silent for a week and then said he feels like I'm triggering his abandonment issues and does not want to talk and wants space. I hated how he took all my emotions and made them about him instead of just talking things through, but again, it is also my fault for wanting to run away. I talked things through with a friend later and she helped calm me down and formulate my thoughts. I texted him this the next morning. I didn't get any sleep last night just thinking about it all. I'm sorry, and you're right. It's not right to run away when things get hard. In my defense, I felt very pressured. I didn't feel like you were attempting to understand my problem, especially when you would repeat, I handled it, as if you talking it through with them is just supposed to make it better, make me trust your family, or be able to smile in their faces. It felt like I was being pressured to preserve the peace and just let everything choke me on the inside. You kept repeating that I should do it for you and for us, which didn't help because I felt like I was being emotionally monopolized. Again, it was as if I was the bottom of the system, like everyone's feelings mattered except for mine. I still don't think it's right that it's expected of me to apologize for us to move forward, especially when others were at a bigger fault, but I'll do it. I will come to your parents' city and talk it through and apologize. But I also think it might be helpful for us to take a step backward. I don't want to feel pressured like that again and only feel at peace when thinking of running away. It's not right for you or for myself. You already know I'm starting therapy, so I'll work on that. But let's postpone everything. Let's reevaluate. I don't want you to feel like I'm abandoning you ever again. That was never my intention in any way. He replied a few hours later, saying his issue is that now he's scared that my go-to response is to run away when things get tough, and he's worried that once we're married, I'd pull similar stunts. He reminded me that it's not him and me against each other, but him and me against the problem. And he's scared I would leave him in the future, especially because of how much I miss my home. He replied with this: honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. I talked with my friend on the phone for an hour last night, and she kind of talked me through my emotions. I don't feel heard or respected at all, and I'm being treated like I'm immature or a kid, which is why I wanted to be petty and not go to your parents' city. The other thing is that it felt like you volunteered me to come, and it wasn't like your mom wanted me to come to talk things through. Had it come from her, it would have been a different story. While running away is not the answer, this entire situation brought up traumas I didn't even know I had. I will admit it, I'm terrified. Not of committing to you or our relationship, but I'm terrified of your parents. I'm terrified that years down the line, your parents would tell you things about me and you'd divorce me just to keep the peace. The same way I'd come to apologize just to keep the peace. Your mom repeated this multiple times, that I will break your heart.
Yeah, you did break up with him and ran away.
She kept saying when, not if, as if I'm evil and that's my entire plan. It really hurt and it doesn't feel like I'm being acknowledged at all. I guess I was more mad at how our conversations went Saturday and yesterday, where you kept pressuring me to go to your parents' city and apologize instead of taking the time to acknowledge that I had the right to feel what I'm feeling, because saying I handled it is not enough. I don't want to leave you, and you are right. You and my friend and my freedom are the only reasons why I'm still here, because I would have left as soon as I got my degree. But honestly, I'm also happy to be wherever you are in the world because you're my home. I will always have these moments when all I want to do is run away. And while I don't think I've ever gotten or will get as close as last night, I still hesitated because I know that would be completely throwing away every beautiful memory we shared over the last year. I do know that that's what will keep me going during difficult times like these. I think this whole time we've been saying and approaching the entire problem like a coin with two faces. You were completely and utterly focused on problem solving and practical solutions, while I was completely focused on emotions and mental stability. Both are not wrong, but both are not right either. You're right, it's us against the problem. But for that to happen, we need to work on how we communicate and how we show understanding to each other. That's not the end of episodes that you guys can go listen to, because there's way more full episodes. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, search up OK Storytime.
It's a good, that's a very true thing where it's like you're looking at it one side, I'm looking at one side. I think we need to conjoin together and looking at both sides together. You know, you're looking at a very, I'm looking at a very emotional and what's going on here, and you're looking at like problem solving. This should have been talked way before any of this happened, because now this is an awkward situation where you ran away, he was in surgery, you broke up with him over text or broke up with him over text.
I'm confused if they're actually broken up or not.
I think it was just out of emotion and like I was just stressed
It
out.
sounds like maybe they're like kind of like OP kind of took that back.
I would assume so because I think it was just out of emotion and just like so much is happening and like just
Still,
saying
there's
things.
not much coming back from that.
Yeah.
He never replied to this message.
Oh no.
And I don't really know what he thinks now. Apparently, he was planning a proposal and my friend was involved and had booked someone for a service that I don't know. I told her to cancel it. I want to try to solve this one last time when he's better and we'll see how things go from there. But yes, as of now, we're not getting married. I don't want to, at least not yet. We need a lot of time to learn about each other more. And while we were hoping to do that while engaged, I now think that even being engaged after all of this happened would be a huge step.
That's
The end of
that.
story.
That's your
that.
yeah.
That was a huge step either way. I feel like little 22-year-old OP did not fully take into account the gravity of the commitment that she was making, especially even on like other levels of like being fully financially dependent on that person immediately as well.
Yeah, that is the end of that story. We have another one coming right up.
I strongly dislike my roommate's boyfriend, and now he wants to move in with us?
Just tell him no.
My roommate, 25 male, my husband, 25 male, and I, 23 female, are living together. He's dating a new guy, Josh, 34 male, and they have been seeing each other for over a year now. They started seeing each other before we moved in together, and it has now been a year since we moved in. By the way, this comes from Real Guava 45. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily. You're here to comment down below. And OP says, Carson, my roommate, asked a few months ago if Josh could move in with us because his current home situation is getting toxic. I have always been uncomfortable with the idea, but I tried to be understanding and reasonable when he first brought it up. I do not know Josh that well enough to judge him, but I was slightly unsettled by some of the things Carson has told me. We set up very clear boundaries about finances and household responsibilities if we were going to even consider him moving in. Josh agreed, and we were waiting on him to get a job so he can move in. Something recently came up that makes me feel even worse about the idea. I just need to know that I'm not crazy, that Josh is a walking red flag, and that Carson should leave him immediately. Let me explain some background. My roommate Carson is my best friend. We have been friends since high school, over 10 years now. Our friendship has been one of the most important relationships in my life, even more than my own family. He's my brother. He was my man of honor at my wedding, and he is my closest friend. We even have a couple tattoos together. So it would be absolutely devastating if I lost this friendship. He comes from a rough childhood. His father refused to be present in his life. He has 5 other siblings, most of whom have different fathers, and they are also not present in their kids' lives. He grew up in a low-income housing and has never been financially stable. Then he lived with his mom. He took on an extreme amount of responsibilities for his younger siblings. He did all the household chores, made dinner, did laundry, and cleaned the house. He was responsible for getting his siblings ready for school, taking them to go get school supplies, haircuts, and doctor's appointments. Our best friend goes shopping with his mom, and she does not even get out of the car. He goes into the store and does all the shopping. Anything you could think of around the house, he did probably. He even got a job while still in high school to help support the family financially and would pay rent. I could maybe justify this level of responsibility if his mom worked, but she has not had a job the entire time I've known her. Her reasoning is that she has to stay home to take care of the youngest daughter. That made sense when she was little, but now she is 10 and in school most of the day. She could get a job. I've always felt like his mom takes advantage of him, but when I try to tell him that, he gets extremely angry with me. He eventually got into a relationship and moved out of his mom's house. I was finally hopeful that he would have the chance to develop personally and make progress on his own. Unfortunately, his boyfriend ended up being dependent on him. That boyfriend was extremely irresponsible, could not keep a job, could not pay his portion of the rent, and would not clean up after himself. I feel that there's a pattern that the only way Carson feels loved and appreciated in a relationship as if he's doing the majority of the work. That was shown in his relationship with him and his mother, thus shown right now with his boyfriend.
Very well could be. Which isn't good. Sounds like he takes on a lot in every part of his life.
So they lived in an apartment and had a dog. His boyfriend would let the dog poop all over the patio because he was too lazy to take it in on a walk. Their apartment became infested with roaches because the boyfriend would not clean. He would regularly steal from stores and even gave me a couple of stolen gifts. I explained to Carson early on that I saw red flags and his boyfriend seemed emotionally unstable and irresponsible. Carson brushed off everything I said and stayed in that relationship for 2 years. The relationship finally ended badly, and Carson now admits that his ex was completely dependent on him and was using him the entire time. In both this situation and the one with his mom, I expressed my concerns, and he ignored everything I said. I think he is comfortable with harmful relationships because he does not know anything else. I do not think he can spot red flags, and I think he may be attracted to supporting other people because that is all he has ever known.
Riley called it.
Side note, he still does all the laundry for his mom. He still does all the shopping for her and pays for most of it, even though he does not live there and does not use any of it. They have inspections at her low-income apartment, and then he goes over to clean everything so they do not get evicted. He does his little sister's hair and buys his siblings new clothes when they grow out of theirs. He still does basically everything, even though he moved out to get away from it.
Oh, he's taking care of every household.
He's more of an adult than his mom. That's crazy.
Oh,
He's momming more than his
poor
mom.
Carson.
I can't even mom this hard.
It's okay. One day you will.
She has recently started claiming she has really bad arthritis, which I struggle to believe. She only started saying this when Carson began pulling away from her. Carson does not have a car, and they have an arrangement where she drives him to work. He pays for all the gas, pays for all the repairs on her car, and she is not even consistent about driving him. When she does not feel good, he has to find his own way to work. I think that is insane, and that she still uses the car to drive the kids to school and go out while he pays for everything. I asked him why he still does so much, and he said it is because he does not want his siblings to go without. He has decided he will support them until they're all 18. I understand wanting to help his siblings, but I hate that he allows his mother to use him. I do not think he will ever be able to go back to school or save money until he sets boundaries with her. Oh, and that's not even the problem. The problem's Josh.
Right.
Now, onto the current issue. I have only seen Josh in person 3 times in the past year. I have hung out with him once. Josh's excuse for not spending time with me is that he is in a weird, open relationship with a married couple. He claims that they want to spend most of their time with him and do not allow him to leave. He says the couple is extremely toxic and controlling. The only things Carson has confirmed are that they yell at each other and cheat by forming emotional relationships instead of just having spicy sleep. Josh currently lives rent-free in their home. He has not paid rent in a long time and is still completely broke. He had a job as an electrician and lost the first one because he tested positive for devil's lettuce on the job. Carson said Josh claimed the married couple pressured him into taking gummies the night before. The second electrician job ended because Josh said all the men were closet guarded and terrible to him for being attracted to the same gender. Carson could not give me any real examples of this behavior. There were no stories, just that it was because he's gay. I looked at Josh's Facebook and saw that between 2018 and 2019, he had 5 different jobs. That seemed wild to me. He is now in his mid-30s and still cannot keep a job. He went over 6 months without working and only recently got one about a month ago. He also claimed he could not work weekends because the married couple would not allow it.
Josh, what is happening here?
Dude, Carson, just run, man.
Get out of here.
This ain't for you, dude.
All of that was just so much.
What even is this story? OP, what is your life? Are you okay? Carson told me Josh has a child he has no relationship with. It's like every single sentence, something else gets added on here. Josh claims the mother will not let him see the child, But it does not seem like he has taken much initiative. Everything that has happened in his life apparently is not his fault. There is always an excuse. Carson keeps saying Josh is working on himself and getting better, but it sounds like he has not taken responsibility for anything. Months have passed since Carson first asked if Josh could move in. I was patient and understood wanting him to be stable and employed first. I brought it up again recently, and Carson told me Josh now owes money to the married couple. This was never mentioned before. Carson seemed pissed when he told me, and it extends the timeline even more. I do not want to live with someone who cannot keep a job, has no money, and is in debt. I have also noticed Carson acting very differently. He has started smoking the devil's lettuce every day, which he never did before. He says it is to cope with work stress. He is extremely forgetful now and forgets my work schedule, plans, and even the day of the week. He has double booked plans and canceled on me to see other people, usually Josh. He no longer asks me to hang out and seems unavailable all the time. I feel forgotten. Feels like he is prioritizing someone awful over me. He is my closest friend, and I hate seeing him like this. I supported him through his last relationship, even when I disliked his boyfriend because I wanted to be there. Now I am angry, and I do not want that anger to invalidate my concerns. By the way, if you have any concerns, go to your favorite podcast platform and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Spotify. We have a little bit left here. Any theories?
Theories.
Like why Carson's put himself through this?
Yeah, because this is how he was raised.
He's used to it.
His mom made him the parent, immediately.
My theory is that Josh does not actually want to move out. I think he likes being financially supported. He does not like the fighting in his current living situation. He's never seemed motivated to get a job, meet potential roommates, or move out. I also think he did not like the strict boundaries we set. I am not willing to live with someone who will leech off of me or my best friend. I want to approach Carson with my fears. But every confrontation has gone poorly in the past. I do not want to lose this relationship. I love him and want him to be happy. I will support him if he stays with Josh. But I'm not comfortable with Josh moving in. Does Josh sound like a walking red flag, or should I be more open-minded?
Josh sounds like a running, sprinting at full Mach 5 speed red flag.
Josh is going through something, and he needs to go through it on his own with his other friends.
Yeah, honestly, if you love Carson, I would just be like, man, I know you don't want to hear this. I know this is going to piss you off, but you mean a lot to me, and I want you to get out of the situation. Please go see a therapist.
Yeah.
I refuse to take care of my boyfriend's dog, so I made him rehome it.
I hate your dog.
Judging from the title, I know I immediately sound like a huge a-hole, but please hear me out. I, 19 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 18 male, for about 2 years now. I will call him Nate for the sake of this post. Ew. No offense to Nates, but By the way, this comes from EvenRabbit7727, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I am Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give you some good advice goofily, but obviously we don't have all the answers. We would only tell you what we would do in this situation, so tell us what you would do in the comments, as OP says. Important background info. Here we go. Wind it back. I recently moved out of my parents' house to my new apartment in July of this year. I have been saving for this for over a year and have waited for this since I was a kid. I lived with my mom and stepdad, who have drinking problems with horrible anger issues. It was miserable at home, and I could not have been more excited when I finally saved enough to move out and live alone. About a year ago, when I first mentioned to Nate that I would be saving up for an apartment, he asked if he could move out of his parents' house too, and we could live together. I briefly considered it, but I knew that I would need at least a year of living on my own before I felt like it was a smart decision to move in together.
Smart. Good job, OP.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give you some snaps for
Snaps
that one.
for that.
19-year-old
Mm-hmm.
female OP. Not a lot of people are smart like that. You did it. You cracked the code, OP. We are very young, and I need to experience living alone and prove to myself that I'm capable of full independence. I agree. Snaps for that as well.
Snaps.
My mom does not work, and I have watched her be fully dependent on my horrible stepdad and decided at a young age that I would never let myself financially depend on a man.
Snaps. Okay.
Yes!
Okay.
Come on, baby! So, I needed to learn how to live on my own and do things for myself. Nate and I plan on getting married one day, so from my perspective, we have a whole lifetime to spend living together, and it is really important to me that I take this first year to experience independence.
Snaps.
That is so valid.
You're so great, OP.
Yeah.
You're
Like-
killing it out here.
Like, live on your own, figure it out, and then be like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I can do this. You
There
can come in.
is literally no rush to get married.
Not at all.
No rush.
Nate was really hurt by my decision and did not understand why I would not want to live together. He said it would help me save money and would bring us closer and assured me that he would be an amazing roommate. I explained my reasoning and he has since then come to somewhat accept it. But he is definitely sad about it and feels hurt, despite my reassurance that it has nothing to do with him or my feelings for him, that it is just really important to me. In the last few months, Nate has been sending me videos on Instagram of cute Rottweilers and expressing how adorable they are and how he wants to get one someday. It is important to note that he lives at home with his family in a very confined house. His 2 older sisters live there as well, and as a family, they have 3 dogs and 2 cats. Whoa! Yeah, you can't put another thing in there.
Most you could do is a fish.
That's true. I have 2 fish that I take care of. They're not mine, but I have 2 fish.
It's like, since when do you have 2 fish?
Their names are Venus, short for Venusaur, and Gupri. That's
Short
the full
for-
name.
Okay.
One of these dogs was actually one that we rescued last year from the street when it was a puppy. Oh. He promised his family that he would fully take care of it, so they allowed him to keep it. But within a month, he gave it to his sister for her to take care of because it just came to be too much for him to handle. He works as a firefighter. Our high school had a career center where you can go for half the day and get certified for different things like cosmetology or firefighting.
That's cool.
Half a
In
day
half
you
a
get
day?
certified to be a firefighter?
That seems unsafe.
That's not right. Like,
Half a day for cosmetology school
did they
and half a day for firefighting.
imagine they just like, all right, this is the pool you gotta go down. Everyone do it, and they just focus on that, and that's it.
That's it.
In cosmetology, they're like, this is hair, this is pencil eyeliner.
Yeah, and they're like,
Know
oh,
the difference.
is that it? Am I certified
That's
now?
all.
Firefighter's like, okay, this is the pencil that you're gonna be using before you go to you go to the fires. This is the eyeliner.
This is a hose.
Excuse me, can we learn about the fire safety stuff? And they're like, no. You have to start out with the basics. Eyeliner, pencil, fire safety, guys. You have to look fire to save people from fires.
And you have to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make the rules. And because of this, he has gone every 3rd day for 24-hour shifts. One day while he was at work, he called me and told me with so much excitement that he found a breeder on Facebook Marketplace that had a Rottweiler puppy listed in our area. I asked him if he already asked his parents, and he said not yet. I told him I really did not want to be unsupportive or rain on his parade, but it really made no sense to get a puppy right now.
Yeah, if he's a full-time firefighter, I don't know if you have time to take care of a puppy.
That's literally my ex.
He's a
My-
firefighter who takes care of a puppy?
No, he was a steel worker. And he was like on call sometimes, and he would work like 12 hours.
Yeah,
Like
that's not
on
a
and
good-
off and whatever. And it's just like you can't leave the dog there for that
No.
long.
And the thing is that he, just like before, when he had his sister take care of the dog, is expecting you to take care of the dog.
yeah, that's the other thing. Like, so in my situation, he got another dog to entertain that dog. And I'm like,
Stop getting more dogs.
Where's the logic in this? Anyway, I feel you, OP, because I didn't support it either. I explained that he already had a puppy and quickly found out he was not cut out to take care of one right now. He said he would treat it like a son and do anything to get it. And that he has always wanted a Rottie, so it would be different than Zorro, the puppy we rescued last year.
He's like, I didn't want that dog. That dog was ugly.
Yeah, it was like, well, I thought it would grow up to be a Rottweiler, but
Yeah.
it turns out it's just this mutt.
You know, don't worry. I'll take care of my dog this time because it's the dog that I like. I didn't care about the other ones.
I like, yeah, you know what? This one's got good eyes. I like the eyes on this one. Let's take it. That's what he's saying. I told him that while I really did not think it was a good idea, it was ultimately his decision, but that I wanted to be absolutely clear up front that he could not have the dog over at my apartment. I have 2 cats of my own and will be taking care of my sister's 2 cats while she is traveling for the next year, so I have 4 cats I am responsible for and cannot handle a dog. I told him to promise me he understood that and that if he decided to get the puppy, under no circumstances would the responsibility fall on me. He seemed bummed about this response, but he promised. Fast forward about 2 weeks, and he calls me and tells me he bought the dog. My chest felt like it fell into my stomach, but I knew how happy he was, so I told him that is really exciting, and I am happy for him. I asked him what his parents thought, and he tells me he has not told them yet. Ugh.
This guy just seems like super. I mean, I know he's 18, but does seem incredibly immature
And just impulsive.
impulsive, which, again, they are both young. However, OP feels like the type of person who thinks about things and thinks things through. It just seems more mature than her boyfriend, which makes me feel like they're not the best match.
Yeah.
They're at different mental levels, you know?
It seems like he is only really thinking about himself and what he wants, and also just not even thinking long term, like being like, oh, I really want this right now. Like, but how are you gonna, like, care for it? When are you gonna care for it? Who's gonna take care of it if you can't care for it? Like, there's things you have to go on. I really, really want a wiener dog right now, but like, I know there's so many things that are in the way of that. So like right now I couldn't do it even though I really, really want to.
She really, really wants
I do. I keep looking at it. I'm like, I can't.
Stop.
I can't. But they're so cute.
Yeah, man.
God. Anyway, I was immediately panicking and reminded him of his promise that the dog would not be coming to my place. I love dogs, but it is already a crap ton of work to keep my place clean with 4 cats. And I work a full-time job and just do not have it in me to be responsible for another animal, especially one that requires going on walks and being let out every couple hours to go to the bathroom. He said he knew and that it would not be a problem. Well, it was a problem. His parents told him absolutely no and gave him the choice to live somewhere else or take the dog back. He called me nearly in tears and told me he could not get rid of this dog. He had already named it and fallen in love and was attached, and that he would do anything to move in with me and let him keep the dog there.
Don't do it, girl. You're so level-headed. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You have been so consistently level-headed in this story.
I would just be like, dude,
I told
there's
you.
4 cats here. I can't have a puppy
No.
running around like...
when you can't even take care of it all day. I'm not taking care of your dog.
Yeah. It's just, okay, so you got this without thinking, and now it's like, oh, I really love this dog, but now I don't have a place to live. Like, dude, you gotta think.
Yeah.
I hate when people do this to animals, because obviously
Me
it's not the animal's
too.
fault. Like, they don't have a choice. People just take them, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna love you now.
Like, no, this comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, it's just, oh, I hate irresponsible people with animals. I gotta calm down.
She has to lock back in.
I gotta calm down.
I'm calming myself by arranging the ducks.
All right, I'm in. I was infuriated. That was such a horrible line to start with. I knew this would happen. I was so clear to him about my boundaries with this and so clear on why it was a horrible idea. How could he be serious? However, after several weeks, he was visibly depressed about the situation and had begged me every single day to let him and Draco live with me. No, he is not a Harry Potter fan. He named it after the Pew Pew. Yes, I am serious. I do not know how, but after lots of begging and promises, he convinced me. No!
You were doing so well.
I'm gonna flip this couch.
You were doing so. I'm flipping this table.
I'm gonna flip it too.
It's
What is
pretty
this
heavy.
made out of bricks?
Titanium.
What the? All right, never mind. I'm just gonna hit it.
Ah!
My hand!
Look what you've done, OP.
OP, you're killing me and this person. I was not happy about it, but I could see how happy he was to have Draco, and he promised me that he would take the dog to work with him and that I would not have to be responsible for him at all. Can't wait for that to go wrong in 3 hours.
Yeah. 3 hours later, he's like, well, I'm going out. And he comes
See
back
ya.
3 days later and she's
Yeah.
like, I've been caring for your dog.
He promised to be the one to take out the dog, to walk it and clean up after it, to do everything. Well, I should have known, but these were just more false promises. He talked to his boss and realized he would not be allowed to bring the dog to work, and Draco quickly became my responsibility.
And that's when you go back to your boyfriend and you say, oh, I'm sorry. It looks like you can't take care of your dog. So your dog can't stay here.
Yeah. It's just, I hate that animals are put in this situation because it's
Yeah.
not their fault.
No,
it's just
not
people being
fair.
poopy and stupid. On his working days, I had to get up extra early and take the dog out. I would come home on my lunch break, not 3 hours later, to Draco sitting in his kennel covered in crap and pee and the whole apartment smelling awful. Ugh.
Genuinely, if I saw that, like the first or maybe second time I saw that happen, first time I'm having a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we have to figure something out because I can't take care of him. So you need to find someone who can come and look after him during the day. Second time that happens, I say, you got to get rid of the dog. Like, you have to take it to someone.
I would take a picture of that and be like, this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah,
your doing.
absolutely.
You're not seeing this, but this is what I have to take care
Yeah,
of.
this is what I'm cleaning up.
And like the dog, like,
Yeah.
it's not the dog's fault. That's just what they do. They're babies.
Well,
They
also just
know.
like that, it's a living creature. It needs to go
Yeah.
to the bathroom. Like, most normal people are not forbidden from going to the bathroom for like 6 or 7 hours. So like, why are we making a dog do that?
Yeah. I do not like. Every lunch break that I used to spend relaxing and eating was now spent cleaning up crap and crying. Ugh, horrid. I would come home from work at the end of the day to do the same mess, but not only that, but my cats were noticeably distressed having the dog around. It also made me really sad seeing the poor guy locked up in his kennel all day, but anytime we let him out, he would destroy anything he could find.
Because he's a baby.
Yeah.
He's a baby and he needs to be trained. And neither of you have the time to train him. So your boyfriend has to give him to someone else.
I don't like what they're doing with this. He chewed up my Ugg slippers and a pillow.
Not the Ugg slippers.
Not the Uggs.
No. Those
And-
are kind of expensive though. Aren't they like
yeah,
100 bucks?
Uggs. Probably even more. It depends what kind.
I'm going to look it up while you do that.
And would also torment my cats any chance he was given. After about a month of this, I could not take it anymore. I told Nate that I was really sorry that I had tried so hard to make it work, but it was weighing on me too much and I simply could not handle caring for Draco anymore. I told him that he would have to move out with him or find a new home for him. I felt so horrible about it and I knew he would be devastated, but I could not take it anymore. I had become miserable in my own home that I had waited and saved for years to be happy in. He was really upset and did not want to talk much to me for the next several weeks.
Well,
He
then break
did-
up.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we're done.
Yeah.
You can't take care of a dog that you bought.
Yeah.
It's not my issue. And you promised me it would not be my responsibility.
Yeah. And there that went out the window.
Here we are.
He did not ignore me entirely or yell and get super angry at me, but he was definitely really disappointed and upset.
Fine. I don't care.
Yeah. What can you do? I mean, why would you want the dog to live this
Yeah.
life?
It's like
just-
you say you care about your dog, but you don't.
Yeah. What you care about it, like the 20 minutes you spend with it a day?
Yeah, you care about like petting it
Yeah.
and saying, "Oh, look how cute my dog is," and then your dog is kind of in the background.
He felt like I had not given it a fair shot and that after Draco was more trained, it would be so much easier.
I'm sorry, who's training this dog?
Yeah.
Who's training Draco? Because it's certainly not you. You can't even let him out of his crate.
It's not what she wants. Like, that's the whole thing.
No,
It's
it's
just
not
not,
what
what
he
she wants. She told you that from the beginning. And you were just completely disregarding it and being like, I'll convince her, I'll do things. But the thing is, she's doing everything. So you failed.
Yeah.
I told him even if Draco had been a well-trained and easy dog, it was still not at all what I agreed to and was entirely too much responsibility for having 4 cats and a dog to take care of on my own. It has been a few months now, and he will still tell our mutual friends and his coworkers that I made him get rid of his dog without telling them any of the actual details. Oh my god. I mean, this
It's not
guy.
even true, though.
Yeah.
She literally said, you guys have to move out. She didn't get rid of the dog.
Yeah, she didn't even get rid of the dog. So if he got rid of it,
Yeah,
honestly,
that's
that's his
his
choice.
own.
Yeah.
I hope that you don't live with him, regardless of whether or not the dog went.
This really upsets me for obvious reasons, and I need to know if I am really in the wrong here. So Reddit, am I the a-hole?
Nope. Break up with your boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't think you are caring for yourself, and you have 4 other animals to take care of.
And you're also caring for that dog.
Yeah.
To be, like, regardless of whether or not you can keep the dog or not, you are making a better decision for that dog in saying neither of us have the time or just, I don't know, patience, it seems, to care, train, let out this dog. So the best option is to give it to someone else who could do that.
Yeah. The fact of it is, OP told you from the beginning, this is not what she wanted. And then you go and you try to make it work, but then you actually don't even try to make it work. You just dump it on her. And now she's stuck with all of this. She's very, very, like frustrated, confused, upset, like just wants out of this because it's not what she wanted and you're ruining it for her. But then you go out and say, oh, like she made me get rid of the dog. Like, no. So you're going to lie and you're going to cheat your way through this? No. Please save it. Save it. There's an update. So good news. Oh, let's see. I was going to wait to update this, but people seem concerned for me. This whole post actually takes place about a year ago, but I never posted it at the time. I broke up with him about a month after this all took place.
Yay.
By the way, we'll never break up with you. You can listen to full episodes just like this. Go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts, or whatever you listen to podcasts on, and type in OK Story Time. Should we just get into it?
Yeah. I mean, well, my final thought is best decision was to break up with him. Good decision for the dog to realize, again, I mean, you realized from the start, you guys were not able to take care of the dog, and it wasn't a good environment for the dog to be in. And just like, in the future, hopefully we'll be able to recognize those signs of manipulation and work against them.
Yeah. I think you stood your ground, OP, and you should be proud.
Yeah.
You're doing what you want. You're living your life. And if he doesn't abide by your rules, get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
Just what it is. All right. It was genuinely one of the hardest things I have ever had to do, which I guess sounds ridiculous, but there were a lot of great aspects of our relationship. Ultimately, though, he did not respect me and was incredibly immature, and I knew I did not want to live my life like that. Good for you, OP.
Yes.
I have been on my own for about 11 months now, and I have bought myself my own car. Had one before, but it was a piece of poop that barely ran. Started painting again, and am for the first time in my life at peace in my own home. Good. I also reconnected with my old best friend who I lost touch with while dating Nate, and I could not be happier. Leaving him was so hard, but it was well worth it. Thank you all for the love and honesty. Glad I made the right decision. That's the end.
And OP, I'm so impressed by how mature and confident you are, even though, a lot of people are saying, like, you kind of listen to that manipulation and let him move in, but everyone makes mistakes. You're 19.
Well, and also, this was going on for, like, a while. Like, I don't know how long they were dating.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Okay. But, like, yeah, so, of course, you don't want to just end it over this situation.
Yeah.
So, obviously, maybe be like, okay, maybe I'll try to make it work even though this isn't what I want. Like, maybe it will work out. And then you tried it didn't work out, and you're like, okay, done.
And then, you recognize the red flags. We're like, I'm not putting out with that. That's it. So, good on you for being 19 and still able to recognize all that. And stand your ground.
Because that's hard.
Yeah.
But that is the end of this story.
Sure is.
And we got another one coming right up.
Sure do. My boyfriend pranked my proposal for YouTube.
Boy, you just got pranked.
Me, 24 female, and Mike, 28 male, have been dating for 6 years now. I love him with all my heart, and he knows that I really, really want to be married to him. I've always felt like he's the one. We have a very similar sense of humor. We've been living together for 3 years, and everything just feels right. By the way, this comes from Breaking Point 234, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, my birthday was last weekend, and Mike kept dropping little hints about possibly proposing, like buying me a spa day to give me extra pampering, insisting I get my nails done. I told him before that when he proposed, I'd like my nails done because my pet peeve is really bad nails with a really fancy ring. Shallow, I know, but it is what it is. No, it's super fair point. Side note, I feel like I'm always gonna know, like, if I was being proposed to, because if anyone mentioned like, oh, let's go get,
Hey, Sophia, you want to go get your nails
I'd be like,
done?
I never do that. Why do you want to do it now?
Because you're going to have a ring.
They got us started up like months before.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we should do this cute thing. We're like,
Keep you on your toes.
You get Jennifer Coolidge to get you.
or
take
a
you to the nail
friend is
salon.
like, oh my God, like if one of my friends did it, that would work.
Just
be like,
have
"Oh my
a friend
God.
nearby with press-ons.
Sophia, I signed you up for this sweepstakes to get your nails done with Jennifer Coolidge, and no one told you about it, and she's here now.
Jennifer?
Oh, yeah. Hi,
In this scenario, is it actually Jennifer Coolidge?
I want to press on really bad.
nails done together.
Jennifer Coolidge.
What are you doing here?
And telling me that the night was going to be huge and he had an amazing gift for me. Wink, wink. He just goes, wink, wink, because he can't wink because he's stupid. I can't wink either.
Yeah.
It's not a measure of stupidity.
Sophia thinks everyone who can't wink's a freaking idiot.
I can't wink either.
Self-deprecating humor at its finest.
Was that you actually trying to
No,
wink?
I could do like a. I just can't do like a subtle wink. You know, that's like the best I can do.
Like this.
Yes,
We went-
exactly.
yeah, just like that. We went to dinner with our friends that night, and in front of everyone, he made a big show of getting down on one knee and saying the words I've always wanted to hear. How much he loved me, how much he truly wanted to spend his life with me, and then asked me to marry him. Okay, Dakota,
Mhm.
right now, get on one knee as if you were proposing to the camera. We're to judge it.
Will you be my wife? Will you be my wife?
He said, will you be my wife?
Will you be my wife? Honestly, though, good Neil form.
Yeah. Great.
That's
Neil
what we were
form.
looking for.
My middle name.
Neil. Neil
It's just a
form.
lie. I just be lying.
Middle name?
You already flipped. You started.
Whittle
Wait. I got it.
Flip it around.
Middle name.
Middle name.
Flip it around. Wicked Wit. Of course, I started crying and said, yes. That's when he jumped up and screamed, just kidding. His friend had been filming the entire thing as some sort of twisted prank video for his YouTube channel.
I can't think of like a worse prank.
I'm just breaking up.
Immediately.
I ran out of there. I couldn't handle it and I couldn't stop crying. I feel so disrespected. And the worst part is he doesn't even understand why. He says that he gave me a nice party and bought me a great gift, so I should lighten up over one little prank. I told him that if he published that video, I'd give him the old one too. And in no uncertain terms, told him that I felt disrespected, humiliated, and devastated by what he did to me. He told me to stop being a drama queen, and that's the relationship is already over, but it's double over now.
Yeah.
Double or nothing. That relationship is done.
If at
Double
Double 28,
marriage.
if at 28 you don't have the wherewithal to know this is a horrible idea, this is not someone you want to sign up to spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
You maybe get away with this at like 18.
Yeah.
And not even in terms of like we stay together, in terms of like well, maybe they can like grow and
Yeah.
change and realize they've done something wrong. But
This guy's not growing.
if this guy doesn't know after his frontal lobe is fully there, this is not like something you could just be like, I'll get over it.
We've barely spoken to each other since that day. A couple hours ago, he sent me a text asking if he should stay somewhere else that weekend.
I don't know, just quick pause.
Yeah.
You could have executed this and it could have been good, but you went through the whole thing and were like, marry me. And then she said, you got to make the prank like before you
Yeah.
say all that stuff. You got to make the prank like you get down on one knee and then you like open the box and you're like, I think the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl this year. So I just want to get you something, whatever.
Oh, that's
Even
devastating.
that is like,
that's hard.
that's terrible, but it's like
Oof.
you didn't give her the false
Yeah.
like satisfaction that she, oh my God, like it happened, and then be like, got ya. It's like
maybe you could come back from that, but
Maybe.
it'd still be bad.
I feel like the extent of fake proposals is the Jim from The Office one where you go
tie
down
your
and you tie your
shoe.
shoe.
Yeah, I was
if we're
thinking
doing
that one.
anything where we start talking about how much we love the person,
I don't know what to do. I'm honestly thinking about leaving because he seriously thinks what he did to me is funny instead of insulting and disrespectful. I can't think straight. Oh my gosh. The day that my boyfriend asked me to be his girlfriend, there were multiple times throughout that day where like I thought he was going to do it and then didn't. And I was like, I was so disappointed. And he did do it later. It was just like a lead up. If I was that disappointed just about that, I can't imagine. This. This is terrible.
yeah, I'd be like selling his stuff. You got pranked. I sold your
pranked.
stuff.
Pranked ya.
You'd be like, what do you mean? That's not a prank.
Pranked you. I called the cops on you.
Get over it, baby. Why don't you go buy some more
Drama
stuff
queen.
then? I got the money. Here's the money.
Yeah,
Then you can
from
go
all the
buy it
YouTube
again.
Subscriptions.
Stupid.
Relevant comments. I'm so groovy. You should dump him. He doesn't even comprehend what he did. He doesn't give a crap about your feelings. And he intentionally humiliated you in public for a laugh. Also, wasn't the family there?
Who would like think that's funny when it
It was
happens? Like,
everyone was
honestly.
there. Sorry, what'd you say?
I think who would think that's even funny if that happened?
Like, did the whole crowd not go silent? Like, what?
The funnier thing to do would probably be to like do a fake proposal like way too early.
Yeah.
And then it's like just kidding, dude. Like, oh my God, we've been dating for like 3 months. Like that would be insane. Right? Haha.
That one also is a little bit.
I think we just need to not do the fake proposal.
It's still weird and not good. I'm just saying, like,
I
you
think
can't
the
do
only
this.
Yeah, the only way that we can do fake proposal is if it leads into real proposal. Like there's
Yeah.
some sort of joke, but it's actually a real proposal. I don't see how you could possibly forgive him or ever trust him after this. OP says, I don't think I'll ever be able to trust him. I'm too hurt and so angry, I just can't. Mr. Jules says, you sure he's 28? Because he's an effing moron for a 28-year-old. Greenfield Wheat says 6 years is a long time. Long enough for this guy to have more respect for you. That respect doesn't seem to be there based on what he did. How long will you wait for a proposal? Would you be happy without? For me, though, I am admittedly vindictive. I'd be gone. It's not even about being vindictive. This is just like blazing red flag that we need to say, oh, this relationship is over.
So what if,
Yeah.
hypothetically, this guy has a wildly successful prank-based YouTube channel. This video gets 200 million hits.
So this is the Riley. This is the.
Ends up, he buys the real ring with the money he made from
So
this.
this is Riley's.
This is this is,
Riley's
again,
law.
we're
If
going
it
back.
pays
If it
for
makes money.
yeah.
So millions of people watch me be humiliated.
Yeah.
200 million people watched you
And you're
get that
known.
bread, dude.
Dude,
Get
did
that
you-
money.
Side note, but that is slightly related. You know the woman who got caught in the kiss cam with that guy?
Yeah, now she has a New York Times.
Yeah, she's got a whole New York Times article being like, I was completely harassed and no one actually knew the whole story.
Yes.
OP, we could. I mean, you'd have to go through some unimaginable, awful stuff, but
Get the ring and sell it.
You could get a New York Times article.
OP says, I don't think I even want a proposal anymore. Paperput says, text him back. Yes, you need to find another place to stay permanently. Let him sweat, wondering if that's a prank for a while. That text message he sent you is a passive-aggressive way to force you to apologize for overreacting. It's time to teach this little crap that there are major consequences for being a total wiener. And OP says, I texted him to tell him he isn't welcome at the house. He responded with seriously, and I haven't answered. OP adds more about her boyfriend.
It's just his absolute also lack of hearing you be upset about this, where he's just like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously? You're not gonna let me back? Oh, what? Like, what? It was just a joke.
He's always been bullish and headstrong, and he doesn't know when he's gone too far. He never says sorry even when he's wrong. Honestly, we don't fight often, but when we do, it's almost never resolved because we just don't talk about it anymore. I always thought that when you love someone, you accept their bad parts and their flaws too. But when it's so mean and nasty like this, I can't. And there is an update 4 days later.
They breaking up.
They're breaking up.
They better be.
That's it. I mean, like, how do you come back from that?
Not even like if you propose again and make it real. It's like no. When you taking it away.
Mm-mm.
The classic, I married my partner for 90 days and then asked for a divorce prank.
Classic prank. I had to watch a lot of prank videos like that, like the cheating prank and all of those things for when I used to make the thumbnails, and it was just, all of them made me so mad. They made me so mad.
Anger.
4 days later, to start off, I just want to say thank you. I've gotten so many messages and comments offering me not only support, but advice, offering a shoulder to cry on, offering me a person to vent to, you name it. It's seriously awesome. Thank you guys. Sincerely. I never did return Mike's seriously text, and he didn't come home, which made me think he stayed over at his friend's house. After sleeping on it for a couple of days, I'd already kind of come to the decision to break up. I just couldn't get over what he did, and I didn't think he could get over what he did, and how he didn't care about how what he did to me affected me. My mind was made up. His name is on the lease, so I called my mom and dad to explain the situation and told them I wanted to come home, which of course they said yes right away. My parents are 150% furious at him. I texted his best friend to tell him to tell Mike that I was moving out, and lo and behold, he tells me that Mike hasn't been staying with him.
No.
He's a cheater too.
Yeah, he's cheating.
He's cheating and pranking. I asked him if he knew where Mike was, and he says he's not sure, but he'll find out and get back to me. I reached out to a couple of our mutual friends and one that's more of my friend than his, and they did some asking around and found out the truth. Turns out Mike has been shacking up with a girl he's been cheating on me with for months.
Yay!
So you were just his, like, YouTube content?
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That he'd be so willing to do that to you. He doesn't care.
There's so many things I could say about this, but sometimes I think silence speaks louder than words. He's been texting and calling me like crazy since he heard I found out. I'm ignoring him. I grabbed my essentials and left back to my parents' house. They're over there today with the movers to remove all my stuff.
Wonder what the psychological, like, impulse is for that. Like, you get
Yeah.
caught cheating, and then it's like, you want to go, wait, no. It's like, you should just be like, oh, well, that's okay. I guess I'll never talk to that person again.
My dad is a lawyer, and he promised to put the screws to Mike about uploading the video. I hope that and any decency he has left in his crap bag heart will stop him from putting the video online. By the way, you should look at our videos online on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime.
Yeah, and they're videos without pictures. They're
really more
podcasts
audio
episodes.
podcasts. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Throw this man in the pit.
Throw him
with
in the pit.
other man that we put in the pit.
Throw 'em
Put
all
him
in the pit.
I feel like if they did upload this, though, he's just gonna get destroyed still.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
no one's gonna see that and be like, oh, great video, dude. Like,
No.
you really won.
Yeah, but he could get 200 million hate watches.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
A hate watch is still a watch. I'm so numb right now. I feel like the world's biggest idiot for loving him and trusting him for 6 years. I probably am an idiot, but I think I'm going to be okay. Thanks again, everyone. Also, for everyone that asked, most of the girls we're mutual friends with are now treating him like crap for what he did. The waitress that night was also horrified and ripped into him and his friend after I left about how effed up what they did was. I'll take the small victories. And final comments. I should make an account says good for you, OP. Cut contact forever and keep moving forward. The ultimate prank on him is that he has to deal with being a crappy person. And OP says, I hope he realizes what that prank cost him one day. That and the cheating, I really can't. I'll always wonder why he couldn't be a man and come to me if he was unhappy with our relationship, but I don't care enough anymore to talk to him and ask. Bill Pullman Trucker says, curious, OP. You dated this guy for 6 years. In hindsight, are there any red flags that show how terrible of a person he truly seems to be? OP says, the more I think about it, yeah. In hindsight, he was a very selfish person. Every nice thing he did for me was a benefit to himself. I don't remember him ever being selfless, especially in the last year of us dating. Even though he had no problems criticizing me and my appearance, if I didn't take advantage of presents he offered me, stuff like getting my hair done and crap like that. And that is the end of that story. Thank goodness that guy is gone.
All his gifts to you were like hair extensions,
Yeah.
and nails, and makeup.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, babe, no, this will help you look better.
It's like, oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah.
You look better for me. Don't you want to look better for me?
But that's the end of that story, folks. And we've got another one coming right up.
I refused to marry my boyfriend unless he gets a driver's license.
Girl, you gotta learn how to drive before you can marry me.
I, female 31, have been dating my boyfriend, male 28, for 7 years. He does not have his license, and it's starting to affect me mentally and physically because of lack of sleep, having to take him to work at night. It's making me not want to marry him unless he gets his license. By the way, this comes from user Red Throwaway Email. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
And we're all here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so tell us what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I want to clarify that my boyfriend is green flags all around except for this issue. We have talked about marriage numerous times. He is my best friend. We have only gotten into 3 arguments in our 7 years together. However, as time has gone on, it's becoming an issue that he doesn't have his license. He works third shift and I work first shift. I used to pick him up from work and take him home before I would go to work, and then at night I would drop him off at work when I was going to bed. I got a new job and no longer can pick him up from work. It takes me 30 minutes to get to my new job. He has to walk home after work every day. His job is down the road, a 5-minute drive or a 30-minute walk. Him lacking his license is affecting me mentally and physically because I'm not getting proper sleep. He works at 10:45 p.m. I probably fall asleep around 11 or 12. It's hard for me to fall asleep. I have to get up at 4:45 for my 6 a.m. shift. I try to take naps during the day, but having ADHD, I can't shut my brain off all the time. I've been getting roughly 5 hours of sleep every night, and I complain to him that I'm tired. I've told him about pushing to get his license, suggested driving school, and told him we need to get his temps and go driving. Anything to get him to get his license. He says he doesn't have a fear of driving. I have asked him numerous times. He seems to procrastinate on studying or even looking into driving school. He says he knows he needs to, but when he gets off work, he just forgets to look into it or study for the temp test. Now that he walks home from work, he is tired.
So now we're starting to learn the consequences to our own actions and taking care of ourselves, perhaps. Tell us how you're doing, Dakota.
It's not that hard, people. It's truly not that hard.
It's not that hard.
You can practice driving in a video game,
Yeah,
for God's sake.
Please also practice in a real car.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not talking about GTA. I'm talking about like Gran Turismo. I'm talking about like a car, like a simulator.
Please actually
like,
get in a real car.
but like for real, like
Yeah.
there's a story about a guy who became an F1 driver, and he went from playing a game
true.
and then became, and he wasn't the best, but whatever.
Lucy P 1090 says, I feel for OP. My partner is 37 and still can't freaking drive. I'm sick of it. I would be sick of it too. I think OP just needs to stop driving for him.
Right, and it's
Completely.
like, shouldn't he be sick of it more than anybody? It's like, how
Yeah.
do you forget, oh, I need to study for driving school, when it's like, you can't drive and you have to be taken everywhere to go to work.
Yeah. Like
what?
I wanted to get my license so bad because my parents couldn't always drive me everywhere. Like that, they weren't just readily available to take me wherever I wanted. But he clearly has someone that will do that for him. So he doesn't have the fear. He needs to have that motivation. He needs to cut the rope or untie the rope or whatever. And I'm talking about Batman.
I mean, you could literally.
You know what I'm talking
I'm talking about Batman.
Did you get it?
You could literally, yeah, the pit, Batman in the pit.
Yeah.
You literally could study for like 2 days and pass
Yeah.
the written test,
It's
and
so
then the rest. I mean, it's like,
It's really not bad.
God, I
guys.
don't want you to be a bad driver, but like, if you even have the funds for driving school, just go do that. Go do that.
Please. Please. Oh, now I want popcorn, Tom.
Right?
That I want specifically movie theater popcorn.
I want
with
popcorn
butter.
so bad.
Ah,
I'm getting popcorn after this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So that third shift drains him, and he feels like he has no time to do anything being on thirds. But he'll spend from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the computer when he gets home from work. I know part of it is his depression, being paralyzed in his spot. I deal with that too at times, but it's getting out of hand. You know something that would help with depression? Learning a new skill, improving your life by being able to drive,
Yeah,
right? Maybe that would be nice.
perhaps.
I can't say he's tired from doing stuff around the house because I do pretty much everything unless I ask him otherwise. And I drive us everywhere. He pays for 70% of everything. It's how we balance each other. One of the 3 fights we've had in 7 years is that I feel more like a mother than a partner because I do everything. Honestly, OP, it sounds like the reason you've had 3 fights in 7 years is because you are able to put up with a lot. I think.
This guy sucks.
I don't think he's like a total like giant walking red flag or anything, but it sounds like you compromise and are like, it's okay. And that's why there's no fight.
Yeah. My mom's in the chat. Oh boy, we felt like we drove you everywhere. Well, you did, but it's like, you still just want like some sort of at like, 11 p.m. if I want to go meet up with my friends to, I don't know, high five or something. Like you can't have you drive me to that. You know
To
what I mean?
high five or
To
something.
high five. But thanks for driving me everywhere you could, Mom. See, you couldn't have helped me with that, Mom. I needed to be a big girl and go high five my friends myself.
OP does continue. He has drastically improved with helping around the house, but it seems to be in decline again. I do more labor towards the house and he supports more financially. We all work and function differently, but he doesn't seem to get that I am working my own 40-hour job as well, taking care of the house and our 3 cats, doing the grocery shopping and food planning, driving us everywhere, including him at night, spending an hour driving for my own job, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. I have lazy days too, or days where I'm paralyzed and can't do anything. I'm at my breaking point, though, with his lack of enthusiasm and effort. I've been dealing with horrible headaches and have been getting sick, and I feel like it's connected to my lack of sleep. I'm emotional and mad all the time with a cloudy brain. I don't know how to tell him that I don't want to marry him until he gets his license.
I would have no problem saying that.
That sounds like what you just said sounds like a great start.
Yeah, I feel like that's so reasonable. I feel like before marriage, because there's like love and whatever that you have to consider before marriage, but there's also those practical things too. You want to have a good financial plan down. You want to have good like jobs in place, good plans for the future, good like, be on the relatively same page for kids. I mean, well, hopefully this same page, but if there's things you need to figure out, I think it's chill. That's besides the point. I feel like it's totally okay to add to that list. I need you to be able to have a driver's license. I need you to be able to drive and drive yourself places.
Yeah.
That's so reasonable to me.
Yeah, it's not like it's, entirely undoable. We're not asking you to study for like, we're not asking you to become a pilot.
Right.
That is
That
a bit more of a effort and commitment.
Right.
But like if you really just like knuckle down for like a handful of days, it could be done.
I mean, isn't it in most states too? You have to do like 6 hours behind the wheel before you can go for your test. You should be able to learn this in like roughly 6 hours, hopefully.
Yeah.
You just go to driving. It's cool.
Yeah, especially
do a
if you're
driving
older
school.
than 18, the rules are different too. So it's like even easier.
less.
Like you can get your permit and your license in the same day or something like that. Or within 24 hours.
You just gotta, and you've got the time to do stuff. You get off work and you're on the computer for 4 hours. You've got the time to just plan that.
You'll be fine.
So I want to put out there that it's not about feeling trapped if we got married and he didn't drive. We already have a house together. It's more about it being better and safer for both of us to have a license. There have been other issues. He refuses to walk to work at night. Our car was in the shop, and he had to call off work because he didn't want to walk to work and then walk home. Winter is going to be a pain to deal with. I needed to go to the ER because of horrible vertigo and had to call my mom to take me. I hope someone doesn't say I'm blind to red flags. I'm not. I see this red flag. Everything else about him is green all around. He supports me, cares for me, tries to make me laugh, helps with the finances, spoils me. I'm going to push back against spoils you because he makes you chauffeur him to his job at the expense of your sleep.
Spoils you, like in the sense that he just like buys you a bunch of expensive stuff. Like that doesn't really mean as much as actions.
Like
perhaps?
Spoiling you would be like, oh, I know you have to get up at 4:45 to go to work, so I'm not even going to ask you to pick me up from work at night because that's ridiculous, especially when it's literally a 30-minute walk.
Right.
That's like so unbelievable. As long as you're not walking through like a war zone. Like,
right?
How would you not be okay with that?
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Dang.
TLDR got you.
Dude, my boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Keon can't drive? News to me.
I mean, honestly, if this was me, I would be on him all the time. I'd be like, I'm just like straight up. I'm scheduling you driving school and you're going at this time.
Like, I can't. You have to figure it out. Figure it out for yourself.
And guess what? I'm driving you there and I'm dropping you off. And if you want to come back, you can drive back.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's like throwing a kid in the water when they're like a newborn or something like that. You just dunk them in there, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's like, I think they do that. I think that's a thing. Right?
I think they help. I think it's learning how to float. This is
float?
after some swim lessons.
Oh, okay. I just see the videos. So they're just like, whoop. And then
It's
I'm like,
after
oh,
a couple
okay.
lessons
I
to see
figured
if
that
they've
was,
learned
like,
it.
the first time. And I was like, dang, impressive baby skills.
It could be just to
Impressive
teach
Yeah,
them to
baby
not
I
get
just
scared of
throw
water.
him in the river
I'm
and
pretty
say,
sure there's,
"Yeah,
like,
come on
some-
back."
Usually it's like I think they've done a lesson or two and it's to test
No.
if they've learned to float.
That would really make sense. And that's the power of the internet.
Yeah,
changing
that's
things.
because the whole point of teaching kids that young how to swim is that you need to make sure that it's like a survival level swim. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like they're like wearing clothes and then you basically just like push them into the pool.
Makes sense.
And then
And you
yeah.
know,
See if
you know
they
what else
panic.
is needed for survival? Getting from one place to another, possibly via car. Dump them into the. Whatever. You just keep going. I was gonna,
So-
No, it was good. It was
I was
good.
gonna put it. No, it was gonna be bad. I was gonna say like dump him into the carpool and.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't
Push him
even
into
mean
the
to do that.
carpool, but then
And
he's
then-
carpooling. Anyway,
It is
OP.
to drive his swim his way out.
Yes. OP says he spoils me, worries about me, and understands how my brain ticks when I'm anxious or upset. We rarely fight and get along very well. This is literally the only red flag he has that doesn't make sense. My cousin, who knows my boyfriend very well, is even confused about him beating around the bush on this. Just stopping taking him to work isn't an option because I know me, I would cave. He wouldn't push me to take him, but I would. I just feel bad. But that's my own issue. I can't say no, or if I do, I feel horrible and it eats at me. Again, that right there is why I think there might be more like, you're like, we never fight. We've had like 3 fights, and it's because, like you said, you literally can't say no and because you feel bad or you don't want to disagree, and that's its own thing.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't mean that he's terrible. It just means that it's like we might just be putting up with a lot of stuff, because it is pretty ridiculous that he can't get on top of this. How do I tell him about the stipulations I want to place if he truly wants to marry me? And there are some comments, but the big one is just that, like, I don't even think you need to make it about getting married. I think you just need to make it clear that, like, you taking him to work is taking, like, a physical toll upon you.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, it is affecting me both mentally and physically to take you to work or pick you up from work at night because I don't get good rest. And I have to wake up before 5 a.m. to go to work. So
It's just the facts. That's all it is.
I would hope you would see the solution to that would be you taking responsibility for getting yourself to work. And that doesn't even necessarily mean driving, but like you should want to be able to drive. So I don't know, you can take care of things if I can't.
Yeah.
Like if I'm taking care of the house and, you got to run out and get something. You can't do that because you can't drive.
Right.
So if we're going to be like a unit, it would just
Right.
make sense.
Yeah. There's just so many reasons to do something so basic. Please, I'm begging you.
And we have comments. Not the a-hole, but wow, this is a lot for you to deal with. Honestly, I would tell him he either needs to get his license within the next month or so, or he needs to see a psychiatrist or psychologist as to why he won't get his license. You don't even need to bring up the marrying him aspect. Just set a date. January 1st. Perfect date. You must have your license by the 1st, or else I'm not driving you to work anymore. Enough is enough. If he cares about you and your well-being, he will do this. And you can tell him that. He needs to take care of himself and be a responsible adult. You doing everything does not make him a responsible adult. As for chores around the house, make a list of everything that needs to be done and split it right down the middle. You are not his mother. Stop acting like one. He is supposed to be your partner, and partners share responsibilities. OP replies, yes, I agree 100%. It's just going to have to be one of those conversations again about me not being his mom. And yes, it's going to have to also be me that stops giving in to him. That will be a tough part of me because I'm such a people pleaser and have a weak spot for him, of course. But I don't want my health being affected because I'm too people pleasing. Part of me agrees with not mentioning the marriage thing. Part of me feels if I did, it would motivate him. I know it wouldn't put a dent in our relationship if I did mention that. But simply saying do this for us and do it because of my own health reasons summarize the same reasoning as does the whole marriage thing. So not mentioning is the best option. Putting a date on it should help, hopefully. Thank you. I appreciate your advice. And we have an update.
We have an update. What's gonna happen?
Update. Hey, Reddit. Wanted to give you an update. I took all your advice to heart. I didn't respond to everyone individually, but I read every comment. And you're right. I'm not his mom, not his cleaner, and not his chauffeur. I did have a talk with him, sticking only to the one conversation regarding the license. We will talk more about him helping, but I did mention a D&D session where he left a lot of stuff for me to get ready for his own get-together at the house, which pissed me off. Today, he got 70% of the house ready for the end session tomorrow. I can summarize the conversation. We sat on the couch and I told him, you need to work on getting your license. I'm burnt out and it's affecting my sleep. I'm tired of being the only one that drives. You need to look into driving school for weekdays, learning, or to get someone to teach you. I can only teach him on weekends because of our different schedules. And again, you shouldn't have to teach him because you're not his mom.
Yeah.
You know who taught me how to drive?
Who?
My mom.
Your mom.
Because I was a teenager.
Yeah. That's when you typically learn.
He understood, apologized, and even offered to start walking to work so I could get my sleep. I didn't have to suggest it. He said he didn't want to make excuses. He didn't realize how much it was affecting me and asked how long I had been burnt out. He asked why I didn't say anything sooner. I told him I had numerous times, but he wasn't listening or taking hints. I said, I've told you about looking into school. You always say, I forget, and I was tired of the same excuse. I told you plenty of times when taking you to work that I was tired. He said he'll work on getting his license, sign up for driving school and study for his temps and start walking. Nice. So the power of conversation wins out again. Gotta love that.
Gotta love it.
And something else I love
What do
is
you
that
love?
you can listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, search OK Storytime. And you can listen to a bajillion episodes.
A bajillion.
Yeah, that's a number that doesn't even exist until we invented it.
Holy crap.
And we have a little bit more story left here. I'm happy. I think you could have maybe brought it home a little bit more, how it's like, as my partner, you need to care that I'm burnt out and exhausted.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, maybe, like you said, you're like a people pleaser and it's hard for you to like go against the grain. So like maybe your hints were too subtle for his dumb brain.
Maybe.
And not saying that he's a dumb guy, but every guy's got dumb brain
Sure.
to some extent.
It's
In
just
fact-
part of the build.
I would say everybody's got a little bit of dumb brain
Everybody's got a little bit of dumb brain.
in different ways.
Totally.
But as soon as you made it very clear, you know, I wouldn't say like you need to work on it. It'd be like you need to get it like as soon as
Yeah.
possible, you know?
Yeah. Just have it. And don't talk to me about it until you have it. Don't ask me for a ride
Yeah.
unless it's like an exception or something. But don't talk to me about it. Just shut up, get it, go.
Yeah, and hopefully his actions are prompt.
Yeah.
I'd be looking for actions. But let's finish the story. I was happy to hear him say this, but wasn't sure when or if he would follow through. We are both off on weekends. The conversation was Friday. The next morning, he was on his computer. I asked what he was doing, and he said he was studying, but didn't clarify what. An hour or two later, he came out and asked, is there any chance we can go today to get my temps? I said, absolutely.
Yay, he shut up.
Yay.
He did it. Yay.
He got them. He told me his friend and coworker is going to show him how to drive after work. He said he'll call Monday to sign up for driving school. Look at that.
Love
Thank
it.
you all for the push and wake-up call. Hard pills need to... Hard...
Hard pills need to swallow.
Hard pills to swallow, but medicine I needed. And that is the end of that story.
There you go. Okay, that's great. That's great.
It sounds like you might be a CPP.
A
Chro-
CPP.
a chronic people pleaser.
ICPP.
And when you CPP, you gotta stop, okay?
Yeah, you gotta close your eyes.
And it's not even, I don't even think you're in the people. It's like you just are worried that like, you know, you can't be worried about like, oh, is it gonna be upsetting or am I gonna be like asking him to do something he doesn't want it? It's like
no. Sometimes you can have a little tough love with someone.
yeah, and you're in a partnership, and clearly your partner is very responsive. As soon as you made it explicitly clear that you're like not okay with this arrangement and it
Yeah.
is a detriment to you,
Yeah.
he, you know, took the immediate steps. Because like if something comes across as not that important, I know for me it's like because I've got rat brain, so I will forget. I will forget things immediately. Like I went to get my burrito out of the fridge for work and I put it right next to the door and then left. And I was proud of myself because I was like, don't forget my burrito in the fridge. And then I got it out of the fridge and my brain was like, yes, we did it. And then I forgot it on the table. So I remembered it in the fridge and forgot it on the table.
That's so perfect.
But
That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
rat brain.
I've definitely done things like that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
ADHD? When are you gonna get that medicated?
That's the end of that story. And
That's the end of that episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
we love you
And
and
see
see
you
you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.